it stops, no one knows. We're going head into the unknown. Na, 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 na.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Welcome back to Criminality, or if this is your first time here, welcome to Criminality. Today, we are covering the case of Indiana versus Richard Allen. We are doing day 2 of the AI-created testimony from the Delphi transcripts. If you guys have missed day 1 or opening statements, they are in the playlist, the Delphi trial. If you want to do, or if you want to watch day 1 with commentary from me and a little bit of Sleuthy and us cackling old hens, then you can watch that in the Delphi murders playlist. So, day number 2 in the Delphi trial was a short day. So, it had 3 witnesses: Steve Mullin, which I can't wait for you guys to hear Steve Mullin, Jake Johns, and Pat Brown. So, let me say hi to you guys real quick, and then we can get started. Hi, Four Pits. What's up, Mar? Hi, Joanna. Hi, Dina. Hi, Lacey. Susie. Hi, Gwennon. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Jamie. Critter Mama. Hello. Hi, Tenny. Hi, Carla. Tammy, I'm still melting. Good day to stay in the AC and watch a live. It's not that hot here. Well, not gonna win. It's not that hot here right now, surprisingly. But they're like making it like California's becoming like where like October, like Halloween is like summer. It's weird. I don't know. Hi, Bree. I don't know if I said hi to Mar. Hi, Mar. Hi, Brienne. Hi, Hillary. Hi, Snappy. Hi, Joanna. What's up, Fiend? Let me see who else is up here. Who's up here? Hi, Ems. Hi, V. It's like a bunch of initials. It's like M's, V, T. Let's change the whole fucking chat to just initials. What's up, Clyde Hope? Hi, Rexy. Hey, Spoogs. Shaboobies. Shaboobies. Lady Claymore. Man, I timed dinner wrong. I could have been watching and munching instead of waiting and munching. Never mind. You'll be perfect for my food coma. Well, don't fall asleep on me. What's up, the Chronic Illness Diaries? Can't wait for day 2. This is amazing. Love what you're doing here. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. What's up, Classic Overthinker? Angie baby. Angie baby. Shaboobies. What's up, Belly May? Well, I know yours is. And mine's T, obviously, for Teresa. Shaboobies. Who it is? Y'all's grass is brown in the summer and green in the winter. What's up, Free Ricky Bay? Did I miss any? Hey, Post Punk Mama. Hey, Kathy. What's up, Shaz? Hey, Claire. Oh, you're very welcome. What's up, Zach Does? Hey, Mikus. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, I apologize. Thank you guys for being here. What's up, Oksana? Hey, Laura. Tenny. 107? Oh, I thought you were saying you were at 107. Woman. What's up, woman? Okay. All right. Here we go. So first up, we have Mr. Steve Mullin. Same thing goes. I don't care what people's opinions are about a case. I care how people treat other people. So if somebody comes in here being a dick, we know what to do. Like, we just don't do dicks. Well, that didn't sound right, because never mind. Let's move on. Starting off great here. It's like the slowest sharing of the screen ever at this point. Well, I don't. I did not speak for myself in that at all, actually.
All right. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on.
Hold, please. Oh. Can you guys hear it okay? That's the first. The first thing is, can you guys hear it okay?
All right. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back.
I can already tell how today is going to go. Okay. So. I'm just going to turn my camera off while I just sit here in disgrace.
All right. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on the record in State of Indiana versus Richard Allen. I'll show the defendants here in person with his attorneys. The state is here by the prosecutor and his deputies. All of the jurors are back. And is the state ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's bring in our jury, please.
All rise. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you, Jeremy. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's nice to see you back this morning. I just wanted to give you a minute there to kind of settle in and get your things together. I'm glad you're finding the ability to get yourselves comfortable over there. I know the chairs aren't the greatest in the world, so I appreciate that you've had the opportunity to make yourselves comfortable. I hope you had a pleasant evening. The attorneys have indicated they're ready to continue. Mr. McClelland, you may call your next witness.
Thank you.
Hi, Sloopy.
Hello, good morning, afternoon.
Good morning. You missed the Dick's comment.
Whose?
I'll tell you later. No. About Dick's.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah, no, I'll tell you later because I don't want to repeat it. I'll blush again. Anyway,
okay.
Good morning. We're listening to Steve Mullin. I can't wait for them to hear Steve.
I was going to say, this is his real voice, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's not
Okay.
his voice. It's AI.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, it's just as stupid and slow as he is. I love it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. The jury was sequestered. Yes, they were sequestered for a couple of weeks. Hi, Oksana. Thank you for becoming a member again. I thought you were a member
And
too.
today's a half day, too.
Yeah.
Remember.
Today's a little halfer. We only have 3 tests. We only have 3 witnesses. And look, Oksana's like, I thought I was a member, and now everybody else needs to be a member too. She's just throwing it out there. She's just like, what? Thank you, Oksana. Okay. Here we go. We're going to call. It's a half day. It's a half day. I'm addicted. Okay, here we go.
Your Honor. The state of Indiana will call investigator Stephen Mullin, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Mullin, before we start, I'm just going to remind you to speak up as loud as you can. I know we were having some issues with the microphones yesterday. I want to be able to make sure that the jury can hear you and also the people at the defense table and myself. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay, will you state your name, please?
Stephen L. Mullin.
And Mr. Mullin, how are you employed?
I am currently the investigator at the Carroll County Prosecutor's Office.
And how long have you been employed in that position?
Since January of 2020.
Prior to that, were you employed as a law enforcement officer?
Yes, I was.
And how long have you been a law enforcement officer?
Since 1983,
And did you go through any kind of special schooling or training to become a law enforcement?
Rick has been moved to Red Rock in Oklahoma for anyone interested. We'll have to take a look at that place. Red
And
Rock.
still no one knows why, apparently. Still.
Well, I mean, some people know why. Or they
Mullin has
think they
been
know
dead
why.
since Mullin has been dead since 96. Prove you wrong.
Red Rock, huh?
Officer?
Yes. I attended the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy in Plainfield, Indiana back in 1983.
And do you attend annual training seminars to update yourself on investigation techniques, new technology, anything that pertains to law enforcement investigations?
I do.
And do you do that on an annual basis?
Yes, I do.
In your capacity as the investigator for the prosecutor's office, what is your role?
Mainly, I follow up on cases that the prosecutor's office is investigating and handling. I organize and make sure evidence is handled properly, so we can prosecute the case.
And for lack of better words, you're our tech guy. Is that fair?
I do that too.
So
What a fucking joke.
I do that too.
What a fucking joke to put this fucking guy in charge of
Listen to
it.
this guy. He doesn't sound like he's ever even used tech,
This
let alone be
guy
in charge of it.
who was in charge of all the tech when everything got deleted.
Like, no wonder. I mean, it's easy to
Well,
understand when you hear him.
So you set up computers, organize digital data, set up the TV for us. You do all those technical aspects.
Notice during this trial, none of the tech worked. Not the $70,000 podium, nothing worked.
right off the bat, nothing fucking worked.
Mullin is what happens when you lie on your resume and you get hired.
Love All Eyes comes in, she's like, this fucking guy. So I said, Mullin was the worst to see in person. He's awful. Does he have a pulse? Barely. That's why he loses all of the... he loses everything. So I said, T, you and Sleuthy did an amazing job. This is amazing. You broke the ceiling of transcript reading. Well, that's interesting, Lowlight. Okay, I backed it up just a hot minute. So this is Nick McClellan, the prosecutor, and then this is this guy over here on the right. Is it? I think it's the same for you guys, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, I don't even know why I'm out of bed. Let me just say that. This is Steve Mullin. He was the Delphi chief of police at the time of the homicides, and now, well, at the time of trial, he was the lead investigator for the prosecutor's office, but he was also the tech guy. Oh, shit. Let me just shut up.
So you set up computers, organize digital data, set up the TV for us. You do all those technical aspects that are needed in my office. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, I want to take you back to February 13th of 2017. At that time, how were you employed?
February 2017, I was the chief of police in Delphi.
And how long had you been the chief of police as of February 13th of 2017?
Since April 2014, up until the point where I was employed by the prosecutor's office.
And I want to talk a little bit about that day. Were you on duty that day?
Yes, I was.
And what was a normal day and routine activity for you as chief of police of Delphi?
As chief of police, I supervised the officers who worked the police department, made sure that reports and paperwork was completed, and also followed up on whatever was going on that day. And it was simply a routine day that day.
What shift did you routinely work?
I would normally come in around 7 o'clock, 7:30
AM.
a.m., right? And then finish my shift around 5:30.
And did you do that on February 13th, 2017?
Yes, I believe so.
After you went off shift, what happened?
So I completed my shift around 5:30 or so, and went home. And it's when I arrived home, I began hearing radio traffic concerning 2 missing girls.
Now, is it typical for an officer in law enforcement to carry their radio with them and have it on after their shift?
Yes, and I do that often.
It's typically for you, at least?
Yes.
Okay. And so you heard the 2 girls were missing. What did you do next?
The next thing that happened was I received some text messages concerning the 2 missing girls from citizens that were in our community. And I became concerned, and then contacted dispatch and talked to them about the situation, and learned that there had been 2 girls had been dropped off at the entrance to the Mears Trail, or the Monon Trail, and had been missing since around 1400 or so that day.
What is 1400?
I'm sorry, 2 p.m.
And did you find out the girls' identities?
Yes, they were Liberty German and Abigail Williams, both of them 13 years of age.
Judge, I'm going to ask permission for the witness to approach what's been marked previously as State's Exhibit 5, which is the map on the TV showing the area we're going to be talking about.
He may.
Investigator Mullin, I ask you to step down to the TV, and we're going to go a little bit old school here, Mr. Mullin, because everything I tried yesterday, high tech, failed. And so I'm going to give you this pointer to point to different reference points that I'm going to ask you about. And Judge, I'd also ask permission from the court to publish to the jury. I've printed out a hard copy of State's Exhibit 5. I've provided that to the defense as well. And I'd ask permission from the court to publish to the jury so they can make notes on it. And as a fail-safe for the technology, just because it didn't work very well for me yesterday, so I'd ask permission to do that now.
You may. You may.
And Judge, I'm going to move these exhibits.
Okay.
I've been
Okay, so at the beginning of Mullin's testimony, they're like looking at that same exhibit number 5 blank map, and then as they're going through it, Mullin starts marking on it to like give locations. So eventually here, I'll just change it over to the one that he marks, even though it's obviously completely marked at that time, just so you guys can see. Hold on. Just so you guys can see all the markings that he did, which ends up becoming Exhibit 7. And they like nickel printed and handed out so they could the jurors could put it in their little file folder so they know where everything is. But I just want you guys to kind of know. So I kind of started it out with like the blank map, and then it'll change over to Exhibit 7, which is Mullin's map. What's up, Gritty? Oh, let me see if I missed anything else in chat.
told by the bailiff that the jury's having a hard time
Okay.
seeing the screen.
Is that better? Okay.
Is that?
Yeah. It's better. Thank you.
Can the jury now see the screen? Okay, and Judge, I may stand back here just so I don't block the defense.
Okay.
And hopefully I can project my voice enough where the court reporter can see me. Investigator Mullin, I want to get back to the report. Was the girls were missing and they had entered, and where was it they entered?
Our understanding was they entered at the Mears Trail entrance.
Can you point that out on the map?
Yes, this is the Mears Farm, and hence we call this entrance for the trail the Monon Trail, which is located right here, the Mears entrance.
And are you sufficient enough on that screen where you can zoom it in a bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe.
he better be. He's in charge of all the tech. He better know how to zoom it in.
There we go.
There we go. Okay,
Is the way
thank
you
you.
want-
Will you point out the mirror's entrance again for the jury so they get a better view of that?
Right here.
And the information you had gathered at that point was that the girls had entered that entrance?
Yes.
What other information did you have?
They had been dropped off there and they had not returned when someone came back to pick them up.
Once you got that information, what did you do?
At some point then I went into the sheriff's department and went to dispatch and tried to assist in whatever way I could in order to locate the girls.
And you can have a seat back in the witness stand, please. Thank you. And in your effort to assist, did you reach out to Delphi Community School Corporation?
I did. I had several phone numbers for the officials at the school in my phone. So it was very easy for me to contact the school officials, principal, guidance counselor, and see if I could locate some friends or acquaintances of the girls so that we could perhaps find out where they had gone.
Hi, Mother of Dragons. All lies. It's Nietzsche's. Nietzsche's.
And after you did that, what did you do next?
One of the things I did next was I began making those photo calls to try to find someone who might know where they were at. And then I spoke with different people who were out maybe searching for the girls and trying to find out where they may have gone to.
Was there a command center set up at this point?
At that point, it was the Sheriff Lazenby, who was leading the charge of trying to find the girls. And so I simply talked to him
Travis.
and assisted in whatever way I could, being chief of police, and tried to assist him in any logistics that he might need.
Did you participate in any of the search that was done that day?
I did not participate in any of the search myself. I never left the sheriff's department to go out on the trails, nor did I go out on the trails before I went to the sheriff's department.
Where did you post at, or where did you stay at while the search was going on?
I was in dispatch at the sheriff's department.
And did you stay there the entire day of February 13th?
Yes, I was there the entire day up until 2 o'clock or so a.m.,
2 o'clock a.m. on the 14th?
The 14th?
Okay. Is that when the search ended?
Yes, shortly before 2 o'clock a.m., we ended the search.
And at the point that the search ended, what were you investigating at that point?
2 missing girls. The information was that they were on the trails, had not returned. Most of the searchers out there were looking for maybe someone had been injured. We had no idea anything nefarious had happened to the girls.
And so at the end of your shift, which would be 2 a.m. on the 14th, you used the word nefarious. Can you explain that a little bit? When you left shift, or when you left the dispatch, or sorry, let me back up.
He never explains nefarious, by the way. Let me just preface that whole thing. He never goes back to that. He asked that question. They never explain nefarious. It never even comes back up. Right, Joe. What were you doing literally all day? I was at the sheriff's department, just waiting to see if there was anything I could do.
When you left the sheriff's department at 2 a.m. on the 14th, did you think anything bad had happened to the girls?
At that point, I still believed that given time, they would probably return home. I just, at that point, couldn't imagine someone had done any harm to them.
When did you come in next?
In the morning,
When you left at February 14th at 2 a.m., which is technically in the morning, when did you come back in?
at about 7:30 a.m., I arrived at the police department, and at that point, the girls were still missing, becoming more concerning, I thought. And so with that information, the social media had been pretty active about the girls being missing. And so there were a lot of people who showed up to help find the girls on the trails.
And what did you do at 7:30 a.m. that morning?
I met with the volunteers who were there, people from the community who wanted to go out and search, and produced a map to them, some of them, and also gave them my phone number to call.
At that point, was there some kind of meeting point or command center set up?
Yes, at the Delphi Fire Department at that time was located inside the city building, and so we met at the fire department.
And tell me the procedure of what would happen when people would come forward and want to help search.
Well, we took names of individuals and wrote them down on a sheet of paper and recorded there, and some phone numbers, I think, but mainly their names, and gave them information, a map about where to go, perhaps.
And so during that procedure, you were giving the searchers maps. And were you directing them where to search?
I was not directing them at all. I think the chief of the fire department, he was help assisting that aspect. I didn't really direct anybody where to go.
Do you know where the search party people were directed to go and look?
I obviously we're going out on the Mullin Trail in that area. As far as sectors and areas where different teams were supposed to search, I didn't command that.
And I'm going to ask you to approach the map again, please. And can you point out to the jury what your understanding of what areas the searchers were searching?
So that evening and the next morning, the searchers are predominantly looking downstream. If something had happened to the girls, perhaps they had fallen or become injured or come into the stream, they were searching downstream. So the search would encompass this area here, along up into at the bridge. I think there was some searching on this side of the bridge, on the Weber side, and I think there was also some searchers who went to this area here, which is kind of a flat area up on top, and then there's a valley where the flat area.
He has no idea where searchers went. I don't know why there's no objection here. He was not out there. He was not in charge of distributing where they went. He was literally standing at the fire department and handing out maps to volunteers. Like, this is an objection. He has no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
Sharp.
Which is a good point. Like, why didn't he go down there at all? The chief of police. I mean, that just seems strange to me, does it not?
Well, technically, he's only the chief of police of this little area right over here off map. He's not in charge of any of this.
Well, I feel like if you're sending all your people and you're now testifying to where they were looking when you can't because you weren't even there, just seems like you'd want to show up. I mean, there were people showing up who like weren't even working at that time. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird that he did not go down there.
He's just like, I'll just go hang out at the sheriff's department and see if Tobe needs me.
Yeah, it's odd.
And then I'll go hang out at the fire station the next day and hand out maps. Like, we're gonna let all the civilians go out there and search, and we'll just hang out here.
Where I don't think anybody crossed this line.
And I have to remember that we don't have a jury from Carroll County. And so I want to put in context some of the landmarks that we're going to use when we ask you some additional questions.
This was also weird. You have a jury from a different county, not Carroll County, and you don't want them to go look at the area, but you spend an outrageous amount of time explaining the area for these people that haven't been there when you could have taken them.
Because they explain it in a way that benefits them.
Yeah.
You can't have them see it. If they see it, then they'll understand it.
Yeah.
So you need to just explain the particular things you want the jury to see and then hope that they get a little confused.
That's why they use such zoomed in portions of the map.
You could grab a pen and denote on the map where the city of Delphi is.
The city of Delphi is located over here.
I got you,
If you
MB.
could denote that with an X, please.
The city of Delphi in this area and that direction.
And so would that be to the west of the Monon High Bridge?
Yes, it would be.
And then can you denote the Freedom Bridge?
This here is the Freedom Bridge.
And the Freedom Bridge crosses, it looks like a divided highway. What highway is that?
The Hoosier Heartland.
We've talked about the CPS building. Can you denote that on the map, please?
Yes, the CPS building is located right here.
And we've denoted, or we've talked about prior to this, the Mears entrance. Can you circle that on the map, please?
Mears entrance is located right here off County Road 300 North. 300 North, sorry.
And can you label that as 300 North as best to your ability?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you also denote the Monon High Bridge?
Yes, this structure, which is located right here, is the Monon High Bridge. So that area there.
And the section to the, I'm going to say northwest, is that commonly referred to as the beginning of the bridge?
Yes, this would be the beginning of the bridge.
Can you put a B on the map, please, for beginning? And then where would be the end of the bridge?
This area here, the other side.
Could you put an E, please? Thank you. And where's the Deer Creek?
You know, Deer Creek flows this direction. This is a body of water that comes through town.
And just keep speaking up a little bit.
Yes.
And you answered my next question. Which way is the creek flowing?
It flows from east to west.
And can you put an arrow on the creek pointing to which way it flows? Thank you. Now, while you're there, there's been some testimony about the Hoosier Harvest Store. Can you locate that on the map?
Hoosier Harvest Store is here. I'll put an HH.
Yep, that's fine.
Located right here.
Okay. All right. Okay. So tell me again, to your understanding, where were people searching for the girls?
On the following day, on the 14th, the search began to encompass this entire area. But the evening prior to the 14th and even early in the morning.
Judge, may I ask a preliminary question?
You may.
Sir, you said a moment ago that you used the word thought, that they didn't go past a certain point. I mean, you also testified that you were at the police station when the search was happening, correct?
Yes.
So you don't know where anybody was other than through hearing other people, I suppose. Is that correct?
Finally, Baldwin.
Yes.
I object to this speculation as to where people were searching.
7 minutes.
I'll move on, Judge.
Okay.
Investor
Yeah,
Mullin.
what took so long for that? Because now they've already heard it all,
Yep.
and he's ready to move on.
I don't know why that took so long.
Please. Thank you. On February 14th, you were assisting at the fire station with setting up or at least sending out the searchers. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Did you do that the entire day on the 14th?
Yes. I remained at the fire department or police department.
And so you never went out and assisted with the search on the 14th either?
No.
I want to draw your attention to around 12:15 on the 14th. What happened then?
At around that time, I received a phone call on my cell phone from Pat Brown, and he told
To
me
your personal
that
cell.
he
Well, hold on just a
Right, because remember, he at the fire department, he's standing there handing out
Oh,
maps.
giving them cell phones.
That
Well,
is-
no, but he was not there. Remember, he only went down there because they called him and was like, "Hey, we see something down there on the other side. Can you go look?"
Tom Mears called him, I think, or one of the Mears called him, I think.
Because someone it wasn't Shane Haygood, it was the other one. I can't remember who it was.
Well, Jake Johns and Shane Haygood.
Jake Johns, yeah. So Jake Johns was like, have so-and-so call so-and-so to call so-and-so to have them call Steve Mullin. Like, it was bizarre. Like, instead of just somebody going down there and looking.
Well, they had the Erskine was there too, and we don't have nobody. Nobody wants to talk about Erskine and who he contacted.
You know, I
He had a
caught that
radio.
too. Yeah, and I caught that he said something like Irwin, then he said Erskine, and then everybody just glided right past it. Like we shouldn't be talking about that.
He's like, yeah, I thought maybe he called somebody. Well, yeah, because he had a radio, so we have no idea who Erskine is contacting and who else is showing up in this situation.
Also, nobody talks about all the females. So Pat Brown said that he was the only one down. Wait, did we get to him yet?
No, Mullin's number
We
one.
didn't get to him yet. Okay, so when we get to him, then we'll talk about that. But there's some things that bother me about that, and I did like reach out directly to the people in court to be able to hash it out or call him back again or something. Because there's some issues with that whole thing with me. But I'll wait till we get to them.
Okay.
Minute. Can't say what information or what did you find out from that phone call?
He had located 2 bodies.
And what did you do next?
I remained at the police department, informed the officers who were around me, and they left the city building to go to the area where he had said he had found the bodies.
And were you notified of where he found the bodies?
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you again to approach the map and to the best of your ability, where is your understanding of the location of where the bodies were found?
He said that
Again,
the
objection.
bodies that he had located were south of the Morning Heights Cemetery, which is located right here.
If you could mark it on the map, he's the pointer, I'm sorry.
Sure.
The Morning Heights Cemetery,
The Morning Heights Cemetery.
okay? And your information was the bodies were found where?
South of this location and somewhere close to the creek.
Can you put a circle where your understanding of where the bodies were found?
What he told me at that time, my understanding was somewhere in this vicinity.
How's
Okay,
this not hearsay?
all right. You can have a seat back at the witness stand.
That's what I said. Like, it's not even offered to show like what, like, so Mullin does XYZ next. Like, it's just like, I don't know why there's no objections to, like, Mullin has nothing to fucking say. I Blake Lively matters.
And please, what did you do after that?
I remained at the police department, and sometime around 2 o'clock, we
I still did nothing.
met with the members of the family who were still at the fire department. They hadn't gone anywhere else.
Members of what family?
Of the families of Abigail Williams and Liberty German who were present at the fire department during that day.
And why did you meet with them there at the fire department?
Myself, Indiana State Police Public Information Officer Ken Riley, and the chaplain met with them to explain to them more precisely. We had located 2 bodies, and we were at that point trying to make identification.
What did you do after that?
I remained at the police department, and around 7 o'clock, I got a phone call from an individual, Tom Mears.
And did you gather information from Mr. Mears?
Mears told me that he knew that the Hoosier Harvest Store business had a set of cameras. They had security cameras at their location, which focused towards the roadway on 300 North.
I'm going to ask you to approach the map again, please. And if you'll grab the pointer, I know it's circled, but can you point out for the jury the Hoosier Harvest Store business?
This is the Hoosier Harvest Store business owned by Dan and Kathy Pennington.
And you gathered information that they had security cameras?
Yes,
Did you go to the business location?
I did.
And were you able to view the security cameras?
Yes, the Penningtons met me at the location, and we viewed the video that they had on their security cameras.
In which direction, the security camera you viewed, which direction was it pointing?
The security camera was located around at this point, and it had a view that went directly out to the roadway on 300 North and then panned to right about in here. Can I draw a line?
Yes. If you would draw, I guess, a field of view that you were able to see from the security camera.
The field of view was straight down the edge of the building, that's a little bit off, and then out towards this direction, maybe a little closer to that, but this is within the field of view of the camera.
And did you view the security footage?
I did.
And were you able to see 300 north?
Yes, I was.
And what time span did you look at?
We looked at a short period of time, mainly sometime roughly daylight, any daylight period of time was where we could see, obviously, cars. If it was dark, we couldn't see anything that was on the road. It's not visible in the dark. So mainly from around 8 o'clock, I think, until around 5:30 or so, 6 o'clock.
So 8 a.m.?
Yes.
And you viewed the security footage all the way through what time?
Around 6 a.m. when it began to get dark and we couldn't see anyone.
You mean 6 p.m.?
Did I do it again? Sorry. 6 p.m. Excuse me.
All right. And
The
while
guy
you're
doesn't know
viewing
the difference between AM or PM, so let's put him in charge of every fucking thing.
that security footage, what are you doing?
I used my cell phone at that time to take some pictures of the vehicles that were traveling on the road,
And what was the intent of that?
to preserve that information and make sure that we had pictures of the vehicles, some of them at least, so that then we could go back and try to collect the video.
And how long were you there at the Hoosier Harvest store viewing that security footage?
We were there probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Okay, you can have a seat back at the witness stand. Thank you. I want to fast forward to 2024, I believe. We saw drone footage from a prior witness, and I want to talk about that drone footage. Can you describe to the jury how that drone footage come about?
Yes, worked with Tippecanoe County Sheriff's Department, and they brought their drones up to photograph the area. We actually took the drone footage on February the 13th of 2024. We did it at that time because that was the best representation of the foliage that was in the area back in February of 2007.
Mr. Tech Guy is like, let me take pictures with my cell phone of the computer screen, and that will help us identify vehicles.
That's what I'm saying. So this has been my biggest, not my biggest, but this has been a huge issue for me, is that he didn't, like, if Rick's vehicle was on that footage that day when he went and looked and took pictures of it, then he should have a photo of his vehicle on the screen from 2017. And he would have been looking at, in 2017, they would have been looking to identify that vehicle. So that bothers me. It also bothers me that he spent, what did he say, an hour and a half? Really? Like, how much footage did you go through?
Just take the fucking video.
Take it all.
I like it. We're just gonna sit here at the Hoosier Harvest store, and if there's a vehicle, we'll just watch it until a vehicle drives by, and then I'll take a picture of your screen.
And like someone else told you that it existed. Like, why weren't you already going around finding, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder how much CCTV they actually got, because nobody ever talks about it. Like, where's Rick's route home? Where's that at?
Here's the other thing is, like, why in the world do people assume that the killer had to even go by the Hoosier Harvest store?
I have no idea, because we got all these people testifying to whether they did or did not drive past the store.
Right. It's weird. I like.
And he let people, like, I think mainly when he went to do that, it was mostly just to find, like, Kelsey's car and maybe Sarah Carball and maybe Betsy Blair. Like, I don't even think they were really necessarily looking for, like, a suspect vehicle, to be honest. And they were just like, hey, look at this shitty ass footage. Is this your vehicle? It's at blank and blank time. And then you're like, oh yeah, probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks like that's fine. That could be mine. That's fine. Well, this is like another thing that, like, they the super pro guilters will be like, well, and his car's on camera. and I just it's so frustrating to me because, like you were saying, why not identify all these fucking cars? Why not figure out like who
What
all
other
these
cars are
people
on
are?
camera?
Yeah, you should know the owner of every fucking vehicle that drove by. But how do you not know? How do you not do that?
And you should have known that in 2017.
Right. What's up, Austin? Hi, Untamable. Untamable had a question. Where did it go? Anyone know where we are at in the appeals process? So since the trial transcript was just delivered to the attorneys, that's what they should be doing, is combing through it to write.
They're brief.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, I don't
And
know.
they'll probably get an extension, if not multiple extensions, to be able to go through all 5,000 pages and all the motions to be able to file their thing. Like,
Right.
it's going to be
So
a while. I guarantee they haven't even like put pen to paper yet.
yeah, I doubt it. They're still they're gonna be scouring the transcript for a while.
And this isn't their only case.
Speaking, yeah, and that's true too. But speaking of transcript stuff, so yesterday, Sleuthy, you weren't here, but we were going over the whole Bonneville situation.
Mm-hmm.
You made me hold on.
Bonneville, Malibu, Mazda, whatever it was.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Oh, are your
so
kids bringing presents?
I had multiple people message me after that live, that were in the courtroom, who went back to their notes and said that Kelsey had said a Mazda.
Hmm.
So multiple different people have it in their handwritten notes that she said Mazda.
Was there a place where something she said was inaudible? I don't think so.
No, because in the transcript that we got, she says Bonneville.
She really does. I mean, well, she says she does. Jody says she does.
So I mean, I
I
don't know.
don't.
Does she say Bonneville? Is there like, does she say Bonneville in a way that it sounds like Mazda? I mean, I
I don't
don't.
know.
So I'm really hoping that the appellate attorneys have gotten the audio, since only his attorneys and the state can have access to this audio, to just verify stuff like that.
Well, they
I don't.
probably haven't, but they need to. They need to request it because I have a feeling that a lot of these inaudibles are not actually inaudible. Like,
Yeah.
like going through this as my normal self, let alone like the appellate attorney, I would be like, the number of the inaudibles here is absolutely unacceptable. So now we need to listen to see if we can tell what it says, because a lot of it is important. A lot of it is that sidebars. It's like, oh, I'm choking on my spit. Choking on my spit.
That was me earlier.
Um, Damn, what was I saying? Why does that hurt so bad?
I don't know.
Um,
But the inaudibles, and hopefully they got it, but you don't think that they have. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just found it interesting because we talked about it yesterday, about how many people had reported, like on YouTube, that she had said Mazda.
mhm. I remember that specifically, like the day that she testified, that people were
Yeah, and I
saying
think I kept saying it was a Malibu, and that was my screw up. But I keep remembering an M. But then I just like, how does Mazda Bonneville? I'm like, I don't
how do
know,
all these people hear it wrong?
don't know, don't know. I mean, we know that um the sound in the courtroom isn't the greatest, so that's just weird to me. So I don't know.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't take it as fact. I just think it's something that needs to be followed up.
like people weren't saying, I think she said Mazda. It was really hard to hear. Like they just said she said Mazda.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And I don't remember like Mazda being brought up at all in any of the other witnesses. So I don't think that they got it.
You cut out. Sleuthy. We may have lost Luthi for a hot minute. So one of the reasons I was bringing that up too is because if there are discrepancies like that, that could be a huge issue against the state of Indiana. So anybody who does end up listening to these or has read the transcripts and has different things in their notes, make sure that you're taking note of that so that it's something that can be looked into or hopefully will be looked into. All right, let me finish Mullin here.
So it was pretty consistent with what we actually took the drone footage on February the 13th of 2024. We did it at that time because that was the best representation of the foliage that was in the area back in February of 2017. So it was pretty consistent with what we would have seen back then. The only differences were the improvements made to the bridge and the trail.
And that drone footage, or at least part of the drone footage you took, is what was displayed to the jury through Kelsey German?
Yes.
Was there additional drone footage taken?
Yes.
Was there drone footage taken from the Freedom Bridge to the Monon High Bridge?
Yes, there was.
And was that taken at the same time?
Yes.
Judge, I'd like to play that drone footage now. It's 9 minutes. And so the state's going to move to omit that drone footage. What I also like to do, Judge, is...
So the drone footage, again, so this is the second video. And I think, was it Kat yesterday that was talking about the one that Mullin says is how fast somebody walks, but it's actually sped up 2 times? That's this exhibit. So this is exhibit number 6. The drone footage from the Freedom Bridge to the end of the High Bridge on the south side. And again, I tried my best to line it up with where I think he's asking these questions, but I obviously can't guarantee that. I wasn't in court, so I don't know, but I mean, logically, I think this is the best places for him. So Travis says, this is common errant entries. There is a procedure to fix this. It's called a motion to correct the record or similar. They can use audio tapes in support of this.
take a screenshot of this and admit it as an exhibit, as state's exhibit, I think 7. And also, while they're watching the drone footage, I'd ask the court leave to print this out. We can print copies for the jury to publish to the jury. They're queued up.
Any objection?
No objection to any of that, Judge.
All right. Without objection, 6 and 7 are admitted.
And so, Judge, we'll need just a second to get...
Do you need to help him?
I feel like I do, Judge.
Okay. He feels he needs to help you?
I feel like he does too, Judge. Thank you.
I think you need to go back.
Steve.
You're not done? Get back there.
So I'm going to have you married to the jury what we're seeing in the drone footage.
Okay.
So what they printed out was, so exhibit number 5 was that map. And then as Mullin was testifying, he was marking on the map. So they take a screenshot of all of his markings and they put that map in as exhibit 7. So that's what he's printing out, is that map with all of Mullin's markings.
You fast forwarded it. Okay.
Okay.
So where are we at now?
This area here you're looking at right now is the beginning of the trail. The trailhead pretty much was the same as here as it was back in 2017, without the improvements to the lane, which I believe started back into this area where they now have it paved.
Now you're referring to this as the trailhead.
Trailhead.
That's not what we've heard in the past from the other witnesses. Where is this on the map?
This is located at Freedom Bridge.
So this is beginning at Freedom Bridge?
Yes.
And that is the bridge, I guess, that was farthest west on the map?
Yes.
Okay.
The blue bridge over Hoosier Heartland.
Go ahead. If you could start the video again, please.
This kiosk was not there as well then.
And where is the drone footage moving? Where is it going?
It is moving along the main trail towards the high bridge.
And so is this an accurate representation of what you would see if you started at the Freedom Bridge and worked your way down the trail towards the Monon High Bridge?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Except in 2017, this was not paved. It was all gravel.
And when this was done, when again? What date was this done?
The video was taken February the 13th, 2024.
And I want you to allow the video to run. And can you point out when we get to the Mears entrance?
Yes.
Oh, I was like, I can't hear anything. I thought my phone overheated again.
No, and I was chewing, so I didn't want to talk.
I imagine Mullin falling asleep during this. I mean, they talk to him. It sounds like he bumbles around like he's got old timers.
Hi, Salty. Yeah, they're still around. They just do other things now.
This fence was not there at that time.
I need you to speak up just a little bit. You're not mic'd up, so everybody has to be able to hear you.
In 2017, this barrier or fence was not there either.
I would ask in your narration as we move along, if there are other aspects that were not there in 2017, if you could point those out to the jury, just try to get an indication of what was there and what wasn't there in 2017 as opposed to 2024.
Right, it's a super slow roller coaster point of view. I know.
Are we approaching the Mears entrance at this point?
Very close.
Were there benches on the trail back in 2017 that we see there?
Yes.
To your knowledge, all the benches that we've seen on the video, were those also there in 2017 as well?
To my knowledge.
Okay. Just go ahead and let it play.
Hey, Dana. Hey, Jenny.
Is this a Mears entrance we're coming up on now?
Yes.
German testified about going straight down to the creek trail. Can you point that out, please?
Stop.
I'll point it out since they don't actually do it correctly. So this is the Mears. The Mears would be over here, right? And then they come this way, and they go. He just went down this way. They kind of screw this up, though, being the great tech guys they are.
But real quick. Easier. The back just a little bit. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead and let it play. But the trail that we saw to the right was the trail that Mr. German was speaking about.
Yes.
From the Mears entrance to now, where are we still headed toward the Monon High Bridge?
If my bearings are correct, we are moving towards the high bridge from the Mears entrance.
And he said, wait. They should have made the state show the video across the bridge, down the hill, across the river, and then to the crime scene. They don't ever show the crime scene. I think that's another interesting thing too, is why don't they they don't ever
Show the whole path.
Right. They don't ever put the drone over on the other side. Yeah, if my bearings are correct. You're just fucking sitting there, Mullin. Yes, Jenny. Okay, so what you'll find as they go through a lot of the evidence or the exhibits that are presented by the state are simply in rebuttal to anything that the defense has filed in motions or asked questions about in depositions or brought up in hearings.
And also to try to prove that what Rick Allen said in prison could be true. There's things they backtrack on for that as well.
Correct. So if you look at the exhibits in simply trying to go through what they did from time of crime to right prior to arrest and see what evidence they have of any fucking thing, it's extremely limited. So the defense does ask often, like, did you do this after our deposition? I just don't know if they really get that point across to a jury. Grinnell. No, I don't believe so, Ems. I don't. I just don't believe so. This is the whole how not to investigate a case. Yeah, Julie has better videos on her channel than this. But like, he did it on February 13th of 2024. He's not flying the drone. He's just, partaking in the drone being flown. Supposedly, because he's the tech guy. But none of this is done for the actual investigation. All of this is done for trial. Everything the state does is for trial. It has nothing to do with the investigation. They could give two shits if they got the right guy.
Including going and finding a black car on that video.
Correct.
Your heart store.
Correct. They don't test the hair in the hand. They just don't do anything.
Okay, and now you're just coming into view of the High Bridge entrance.
And in 2017, did the entrance to the Monon High Bridge look like it does on this video?
No.
What improvements have been made since 2017?
Since 2017, they have installed a deck area, making it easier to walk out on the bridge, safer, and the railing on both sides, and the kiosk that's located here. And I think there's concrete leads from the paved blacktopped area to the deck entrance.
And how long does the deck entrance go onto the bridge, out onto the bridge?
Well, I'm not sure exactly, but maybe 150 feet.
Okay. And then after that improvement, what does the rest of the bridge look like?
It is the unimproved area that they would have seen back in 2017.
So the section of the bridge that we're coming up on now, the unimproved section, is that more indicative of what the entire bridge looked like in 2017?
Yes.
Okay, so now which section of the bridge are we entering onto?
It was the original this is the original of the trestles ties that we're looking at the top of the bridge, on the top.
Now, I notice a platform there. Were there other platforms throughout the length of the bridge?
Yes, there are.
Do you know how many there were?
I don't.
Fucking
No,
idiot.
I can't say for sure.
That pissed me off. Like, how do you not fucking know? How do you not fucking know? Like, how do you not know anything about this bridge at the time? Like, you are supposedly, so invested in and involved in this case, from the fact that you were the Delphi chief of police to how do you not know those simple things?
That's what people on the internet do.
He just irritates me.
But I think there's 3 or 4 of these situated along the area between the improved section and the end of the bridge.
Are they all on the same side of the bridge?
No, they're on different sides. As you can see, one is on the right-hand side, other one's on the left-hand side.
And this section of the bridge would have been what the entire bridge looked like back in 2017.
One caveat, at that time, that area was not as well grown over as here now, because you aren't able to walk out onto the bridge. At least they don't do it near as much. At that time, it was more cleaned off. People would break the limbs off, or whatever it was, that tree, they'd break it off.
So there was more traffic on the bridge in 2017 as opposed to today.
That's what I believe, because you can see there's limbs and overgrowth, and the area was not there then.
You're from Delphi, Indiana, correct?
Yes.
You graduated from high school here,
Yes.
lived here your whole life?
Yes.
In your experience with your life here in Delphi, what kind of people typically would cross this bridge in 2017? And I'm going to specify that a little bit. Would adults typically cross this bridge?
Some
Who was more inclined to cross the bridge back then?
teenagers, younger people.
I'm going to ask you to pause the video for a moment.
Sure.
Teenagers, younger people, is that correct?
Yes.
We've come to the end of the bridge. Where are we seeing now?
This is the end of the bridge, and we're facing towards the east. And this is Weber's Drive that goes underneath the bridge and back up to Weber's house.
And this end of the bridge, after you get to the end of the trestle, would that be the beginning of Labor's property?
Yes.
Okay, I ask you to play the video again, please, or play the remainder of the video. And that is Weber's Drive that we're seeing underneath the bridge.
Yes, that's correct.
Have a seat back at the witness stand, please. Judge,
Hey,
at this
Pastor.
point, I've already moved to admit it, but I'll just submit to the court reporter State's Exhibit, the video 6. And then at the next break, Judge, I will print the photo that we plan to exhibit or entered exhibit as State's Exhibit, I think maybe 7. Yes. Sorry, Judge. I can do that now, but I can do it at the next break if that would be more time efficient.
You can do it at the break.
Judge, I don't have any other questions.
Mr. Baldwin,
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin, do you want this left you?
Maybe. I don't know. I appreciate it, Nick.
That's the one I told you guys yesterday that I left in there. Because it doesn't actually have anything to do with testimony, so it doesn't change anything. I just thought it was funny. Nick's asking him if he wants like all that stuff left there, and fucking Baldwin just laughs.
I love it.
Oh, then I'm gonna do it
He's
again.
like that entire direct examination was just absolutely laughable. Please don't speak to me.
Yes, I just said laugh.
Do it at the next break if that would be more
I had
time
to leave that
efficient.
in there.
you can do it at the break.
Judge, I don't have any other questions.
Mr. Baldwin,
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin, do you want this left you?
Maybe. I don't know. I appreciate it, Nick.
So no, there's no laughing, but everything that is actually
Plus he
said.
says, "You want this left you? You want
Yes.
this left you?"
Yeah. Do you want this left, Gio? Like, do you want me to like leave this up here for you? Like, but he doesn't say the whole thing. So he just says, "You want this left, Gio?" Well, at least that's what Jody transcribed. Who fucking knows? So then Baldwin's like, you know what? I don't actually know. I might need it, but like, thanks, Nick. So one interesting thing here, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Nick says, "Mr. Baldwin, would you like this left you?" or whatever he says, but he says Mr. Baldwin. And then in Andy's response to him, he calls him Nick. Like, not Mr. McClelland.
Well, that's just because Nick is an asshole. You know?
So I don't know. I'm just, like I said, there's no laughing in the actual transcript. But even if they do laugh or cry, it doesn't say that in the transcript. So
Maybe they had a conversation before and he was like, "That's Mr. Baldwin to you."
maybe, or there's just like a weird like distancing of,
We're not friends.
right, and then here's Baldwin like, "Oh, thanks, Nick," but no. He does. He calls him Nick, or did Jody just write that? That's true. Who knows? All right, hold on. Let me go back one more time. One more time, and then I'll just let it play.
Do it at the next break if that would be more time efficient.
You
No,
can
he's
do
not-
it at the break,
They're only like
Judge, I don't have any other
10, 15
questions.
years apart.
Mr. Baldwin.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin, do you want this left you?
Maybe. I don't know. I appreciate it, Nick. Now, just so everybody knows, you were involved in the investigation of the deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German from the very beginning
Yes.
and all the way up until even a few days ago, correct?
Yes.
The search was called off at 2 a.m. Is that what you said?
Surely before 2:00 a.m.
Shortly before 2 a.m. And that's before 4:33 a.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
About 2.5 hours before 4:33.
Yes.
Thank you. On the 13th, I'm sorry, on the 14th, were you aware if there were dogs that were going to start searching around the area of the cemetery? If you know,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
there was some. Are you aware if there was any interest about searching around the cemetery area south of the cemetery at some point in time?
Later on, the 14th.
I appreciate that you did that on February 13th, 2024. At least that's similar representation. But you would agree with me that things changed quite a bit in a lot of different ways since 2017, correct?
So,
You testified to some of that. There were improvements to the bridge, right?
yes.
Improvements to the beginning of the trailhead near the Freedom Bridge.
Yes.
Some railings you saw up there.
Yes.
And you also, I think, stated there near the end of your testimony that there was more overgrowth and brush along the Freedom Bridge. I'm sorry, the High Bridge as the drone went over it. Is that correct?
Yes.
So visibility back in 2017 from the bridge, either east or west, would have been better in 2017 than what we saw in 2024.
Perhaps.
And even at the end of the Weber property, it was less overgrowth than in 2017. Is that true? Than in 2024.
That's my understanding.
And the trees were smaller and they grew over the course of 7 years.
Yes.
So the best representation of what it actually looked like. And again, I appreciate that, I think it helps the jury out, but it would have been 2017 videos and photographs if those things exist.
Yes.
No other questions.
Mr. McClelland?
I don't have any redirect, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Does anybody on the jury have any questions for Mr. Mullin? We've got one here in the front. Oh, and in the back. All right, counsel, if you'd approach, please.
Sidebar conference conducted.
What was the thought process of looking downstream?
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you please provide clarity on where the bodies were found? Was it near Deer Creek or the creek reservoir that runs north or south from Morning Heights Cemetery?
That's fine.
Was the drone moving at a pace equal to a normal walking pace? Would it take approximately 9 minutes to walk from the trailhead at Freedom Bridge to the end of High Bridge?
Is that one question?
Okay, so yes, this is the sidebar. So the sidebars are bracketed. You'll hear like sidebar conducted and then sidebar concluded. So you can tell what is actually happening at the sidebar. That is all Baldwin asked. So remember the way that Nick did it, which was, I mean, smart on his part, and fucked up of the judge on her part. But hey, it is what it is. Nick would bring up the witness and only ask them the specific questions. Well, then when on cross, the defense can't go outside of that and ask like other questions that they want to ask. So it's outside the scope of direct. And Judge Gull wouldn't allow them to ask the questions they would ask if they were going to call the witness back themselves, which is pretty common. A lot of judges will allow it so that the witnesses aren't having to come back repeatedly. But Holman put them on the stand for a very specific question and answer, and then got them off the stand. So the defense can't ask anything outside of that. So if you're thinking of certain questions that you think Mullin should have been asked, just remember what Nick asked, and he can only ask questions, and Baldwin can only ask questions related to that. Otherwise, it's going to be objected to and sustained. So that's why Mullin testifies, I think, like 4 or 5 times. Holman testifies, I think, 3 or 4 times. It was just a strategy that he used. So right now is the sidebar. Yeah, so they're just going over the jury questions.
Both are together?
I think I can answer that, but that's no problem. It'd be a quick walk.
Yeah.
Sidebar conference concluded.
Sir, what was the thought process when looking downstream?
Looking downstream from the bridge area was the possibility that they may have fallen off the bridge, if I'm understanding the question correctly, that the girls may have fallen off the bridge. As I understand, it's about 63 feet at the highest point. So a fall like that would have injured someone if they'd fallen into the creek and gone downstream. So we were looking downstream to see if they were there somewhere.
Any follow-up, Mr. McWeland?
No, Judge. Thank you.
Mr. Baldwin,
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
could you please provide clarity on where the bodies were found? Was it near Deer Creek or the creek reservoir that runs north or south from Morning Heights Cemetery?
The bodies were found along Deer Creek, but off north of Deer Creek in that area south of the cemetery. Without going to the map, it's difficult to.
Why don't you go ahead and approach the map and
Certainly.
answer that question, please?
Mr. Mullin, here's the pointer. Sorry.
Could you repeat the question, Judge?
Yes. Could you provide clarity on where the bodies were found? Was it near Deer Creek or the creek reservoir that runs north or south from Morning Heights Cemetery?
I'm not sure if I understand the reservoir, creek reservoir, but the bodies were found right in this area here. So I'm not sure where they're referring to the creek reservoir at.
Any follow-up, Mr. McClelland?
They obviously mean the ravine. I don't know why he's playing, or not. He's not playing. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know why he's so dumb. And he said, I know he's AI, but AI Nick is a dick.
I feel like his and goals are the most accurate.
I know, right?
Judge, yes, please. Thank you. Mr. Mullin, I'm going to ask you to zoom in on the map, and I want to give the jury some more clarity, but I want to ask a couple questions before that. Did you actually go to the scene?
I did not go to the scene where the girls were at the time they were there.
And so you're not able to give an exact pinpoint of where they were found,
No.
but you know the general area?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You zoomed in on the map. Is that correct for the record?
Yes.
And I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. And can you point out the cemetery I'm sorry, the name has escaped me. Morning
Heights Cemetery?
That is Morning Heights Cemetery?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to zoom it out for the record a little bit more. And what is the road that connects to Morning Heights Cemetery?
This road along this location here is County Road 300 North. This is Morning Heights Cemetery.
And the question talked about a creek reservoir. Is there a creek reservoir that runs from Morning Heights Cemetery down to the Deer Creek?
I'm not familiar with the term creek reservoir.
Is the topography such that Morning Heights Cemetery is above Deer Creek?
Yes, the area here at the creek is lower. I don't have an exact foot number or calculation, but it is, well, Morning Heights Cemetery is higher than what the creek is as far as the topography goes.
And it seems like from the picture that there's some kind of ditch or ravine running this way. Is that true?
Yes, as far as I'm aware, there is some sort of a erosion area here, but the deepest part of the gorge or valley runs in this area here.
And now that we have the map zoom, can you point out the area where the girls were found?
My understanding is they were
Again,
located right in this area there, right here.
Were they in water?
They were not in the water.
Again,
So they were not in the Deer Creek?
protection.
They were on dry land?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Any follow-up, Mr. Baldwin?
I do, Judge. And where the girls were found is in a flat area, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
I would correct that, not exactly flat, but it was more level than some of the other areas out there.
okay, and you've been to the Weber property,
Yes.
and can you point out where that is?
Yes, this is the Weber home. This is Weber Drive.
Have you been at the Weber home?
Yes, I have.
And the Weber property, the Weber home is up here, and where those girls were found is down here, correct?
Yes.
And from the Weber property, you can see the area where the girls were found from his patio.
Judge, may I ask a few foundational questions? I'm going to object to that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you ever go over to the Weber property and look over to the area where the girls were found?
Yes, I did look over in that area, but wasn't able to see.
When did you do that?
I think on the 27th of February. It was in February
Oh my God.
2017.
I like that because it just sounds so Mullin to me. It's like, I think it was the 27th of February, I think.
Yes.
And were you able to see where the girls were found?
I was not.
Okay. I guess I'd withdraw the objection.
How would he know? He doesn't know where the girls were found. How does he know whether he can or cannot see it? He doesn't go there on the 13th when the girls are supposedly there. He doesn't go there on the 14th when the girls are found. He doesn't know where the girls are found. He wasn't there. So he has no idea whether he could see it or not. And why can't he go out? Why is he going to the Weber property on the 27th? Like, do we ever find out why he went to the Webers on the 27th? I mean, he can't bother to go out to the scene and search for the girls for 2 days that they're actually missing. Why is he hanging out at the Webers on the 27th of February? What's he doing there?
Judge, the foundational questions answered Mr. Baldwin's question. He asked, would you be able to see? I'm going to object to that question. I'm okay with the question. Could you see?
Sustained.
Could you see the area maybe not where the bodies specifically were found, but generally see in that area where the bodies were found?
I was not.
Thank you. No other
I
questions?
don't know that.
You may step back there.
Have a seat back up there.
Retake the stand. There's a couple more questions. Was the drone moving at a pace that would be equal with an average walking pace?
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, Mr. Tech Guy
Good
here.
question. So when we did the drone footage, I wanted them to move at a pace which was similar to one walking down the trail. Now, is it an adult walking? Is it a teenager walking? There's some variation there. So the original footage we had was 1x. We multiply it by 2. So it looked more what it would be like when someone was teenager was walking. It may have moved a little fast. It may have moved a little slow. It was difficult to mimic exactly that particular speed.
Any follow-up?
So the video that we saw, that was 2 times, you say 2x.
Yes,
That was fast forwarded 2 times the original speed of the drone footage.
that's right.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin,
Idiot.
No, Judge. Thank you.
would it take approximately 9 minutes to walk from the trailhead at Freedom Bridge to the end of the High Bridge?
Somewhere in that vicinity, I suppose, give or take, maybe 2 minutes.
He thinks it would take 9 minutes. 9 minutes total to walk from Freedom Bridge to the end, the south end of the High Bridge. 9 minutes total. That's what this fucking guy thinks.
I was hoping you didn't keep talking because I was like trying to find it as fast as I possibly could. I was like, if she starts talking, I blew it. I missed my opportunity.
He did it. It's perfect. Oh shit! It's like he's a mall walker. He's done it before. He's like, yes, if I get on my Vespa and I drive down the trail, I will be able to make it over to the other side in 9 minutes. He said that it's different, and the reason they go up to 2 times speed is the difference between an adult walking and a teenager walking. Is that what he's trying to say? Because a teenager walks how much faster? 2 times faster than an adult? Well, I'm sad to say that that's just not true. I, as an adult, have walked with my teenagers. My oldest son can walk way faster than me, but my daughter does not at all. Like, how long were their legs?
I was going to say, if their legs were shorter.
He's like, yeah, so it's more like a teenager instead of like a toddler. A toddler would be going this slow. I mean, he doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
I just want to say, when we went to the doctor, I saved it. I almost dropped my phone. When we went to the doctors yesterday, me, my kid, and his father guessed how much he would weigh. I was obviously exactly spot on. What? Where is it? In the sink?
35 pounds.
Anyway, 65 pounds.
65 pounds?
Yeah, he's in like the 90th percentile.
Damn.
And he's 4'2", so he's like almost as tall as Rick Allen.
Now after a couple days, he's gonna climb back up this better.
How fast?
Are you done?
Why'd you just hit me with
Flush the toilet and wash your hands.
The question is how fast could he go from the Freedom Bridge trailhead to the south end of the Monon High Bridge? Now, I don't know why
9 minutes.
do that, because that's really the most important information we need to know at this point. Because he's 65 pounds and tall, he obviously walks at 2 times speed. Correct. I agree. No objections.
Ooh.
And then people like the jury's just like, this guy, he knows what he's talking about. He knows his shit. He's the tech guy. The fucking douche nozzle. Oh, Jamie.
Okay. Any follow-up,
Hold on.
Mr.
I
McClellan?
think I
2
started
minutes.
talking.
Of the drone footage.
That's right.
Am I saying that correctly?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin,
No, Judge. Thank you.
No.
would it take approximately 9 minutes to walk from the trailhead at Freedom Bridge to the end of the High Bridge?
Somewhere in that vicinity, I suppose, give or take, maybe 2 minutes.
Okay. Any follow-up, Mr. McClellan?
No, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin?
9 minutes you think it took from the Freedom Bridge? Most people 9 minutes to get from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge?
No, the question is to the end of the High Bridge.
Oh, I'm sorry. From the beginning of the High Bridge to the end of the High Bridge.
No. The question is, would it take approximately 9 minutes to walk from the trailhead at Freedom Bridge to the end of the High Bridge?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Baldwin's even trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, like, oh, so it would take 9 minutes to go from the beginning of the bridge to the end of the bridge, so on and so forth. And the judge is like, no, that's not the question. The question is all the way from the Freedom Bridge to the south end of the High Bridge. Like I think she gets it, but she's not going to tell that. She's not going to tell anybody.
So you believe that, give or take 2 minutes, it would only take 9 minutes?
Just a guess. At this point, you have to take into consideration the nature of the bridge and whether they want to go quick or slow, given the spacing between the rails. Sorry, it's hard to guess. That was the speed we did the drone at.
Even from the Freedom Bridge to the beginning of the High Bridge, you would think then that would take less than 9 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
The original footage was 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
There
All
you
right. Thank you, Mr. Mullin. You may step down.
Thank you.
You may call your next witness.
Judge, the next witness will be examined by Ms. Diener, so I'm going to let her call the next witness, Judge. Thank you.
So that was Mullin's first time on the witness stand on day number 2. Let's next we have Jake Johns. So let me just get this in here.
Is this the one that I was like, oh no, because this is Diener. Because I remember there was one that I was like, oh man, he sounds really good. I hate that he's going back and forth so well with Nick. Oh, that was Jason Page, maybe.
Jason Page is Latrell, and his is a nightmare.
Oh, I'll figure out who it is, but I definitely wasn't with Diener.
No,
Diener
that was
literally
I
every
think it was
single one.
Catrone.
Oh, maybe.
I can't get my YouTube to work. Hold on.
Miss D.
Okay. You guys hear me? Are we good? In person, Mullin made me want to kick his face. He's such a piece of shit on the stand. I'm just checking chat real quick, just make sure I can see you who it is. Okay. All right. So next is Jake Johns. Anybody who's kind of followed the case, Jake Johns is the one that is here, let me he's the one who was said to have been on this side, the south side, on the Weber side of the creek, and was looking across the creek and saw something. Many people have said that he saw deer, and then he told who the searchers on the north side of the creek that he saw. Like, if you guys remember that rumor from the deer are never brought up in trial, FYI. So, and then this is the area right here where Kelsey was standing. Okay, Jake Johns. Jake Johns' wife worked for Becky Patty, which he'll testify to that anyway.
Miss Diener.
The state would call Jacob Johns. Good morning, Mr. Johns.
Good morning.
I'm going to ask you to speak up. The sound in this room is not the best. That is.
Yeah. I don't know what that was. I was just buffering for a hot minute. Is all well on your guys' end? I could see everything fine over here, but I just started buffering.
I mean, I think I was fine.
Okay. All right, I'll go back. I don't know what buffered.
Miss Diener.
The state would call Jacob Johns. Good morning, Mr. Johns. Speak up. The sound in this room is not the best. That is for the court reporter. So you can speak loudly into it. She can pick you up easily. We want the jury to hear what you have to say. Okay. All right. So tell the jury your name.
Jake Johns.
And JAK-E.
Yeah.
And Johns, JOHNS.
I don't know why it dashed E there. I didn't even notice that until right now. I told you, like, AI struggles with spelling names. Like, it really struggles with spelling. And 1817, instead of like writing it February 13th, 2017, it struggles with that too. It's just it struggles with, like, just sometimes just the basic reading. I don't know why it dashed there.
Correct.
Okay. And are you a Delphi lifelong resident?
Lifelong.
Okay. Do you know the German family?
Yes.
Did you know them in 2017?
Yes.
And what was your association with that family?
My wife had actually worked with Becky Patty.
And so when Becky Patty testified that she had an employee by the name of Johns, is that your wife?
Correct.
And what about the family of Abigail Williams? And on the 13th of February, 2017, did you learn that Abby and Libby were missing?
Yes.
And how did you learn that?
My wife had come home and told me that they had been missing. And
did you or your wife do anything that day to assist in looking for the girls? Were you employed in the Delphi area?
Yes.
And where did you work?
Persons of Delphi.
How do you spell Pearsons?
Pearsos.
There you go.
What do you do at Pearsons?
That's a propane company.
And what would your particular job be with? So you would drive around the Delphi area?
Yes.
Deliver?
Yes.
On February 14th of 2017, did you become involved in helping search?
Yes.
Can you tell us how that came about?
Actually, me and Shane Haygood went to work, clocked in, and the boss comes in and asked us if we'd be willing to go search, and we said, yeah, absolutely.
So your employer is a local business in Delphi?
Yes.
And they offered for their employees to go help search on the clock?
Correct.
And so you and Shane Haygood decided to do that?
Yes.
Did you take the company vehicle to go to the area?
No. We took his personal vehicle.
Now, being a local community member, were you aware that there was a meeting at the city building or the fire station that morning to organize the search?
Yes.
And so were you involved in that meeting?
No.
What time did you clock in that morning? You may have already said it, but
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Okay. So from your perspective, what was your intent with regard to the search if you were not going to the fire station meeting?
We just figured they probably already started and had their groups together and just didn't want to cause any more commotion.
Okay. At that point, did you have a reference point as to what area you were going to look for?
The area was High Bridge, and we did have description of clothing to look for.
So what kind of clothing were you looking for?
Tie-dyed shirt was the main thing that we were looking for, which would be blue, yellow, orange, pink colors.
Okay. Do you recall where you got that information from?
I believe my wife had told me that the clothing they were wearing that day.
Okay. So Mr. Haygood drives.
Yes.
And where do you park?
We park at Riley Park.
Okay. No one has told the jury about Riley Park, so I'm going to have you assist us.
Okay.
Will this map go back far enough to show?
I don't think we show Riley Park.
Okay. The poster. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Mr. Johns, would you mind coming down?
Sure.
If I may, can everyone see this okay? Not really? Okay. Okay. Mr. Johns, you said Riley Park, and we understand Riley Park is not on this map.
All right.
Would you agree that this is the Hoosier Heartland?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know what this is?
That's the new bridge they put in.
Okay. Freedom Bridge?
Freedom Bridge, yes.
Okay. Okay. So with regard to the water of Deer Creek, do you recognize Deer Creek?
Yeah.
Can you speak up?
You need to speak up, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. And so in relationship to do you know where the High Bridge is? You follow Deer Creek?
Yeah. Should be right in here.
Okay. Where does it cross the water?
Right here.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Now, where in relationship to the High Bridge did you start searching?
It was right downtown where the little softball field's at.
So is it off the map?
It was 4 hours. It took us 4 hours to get there.
Okay.
From where we started.
So is it off the map this direction?
Yes.
To your left?
Yes.
Okay. So back here in town somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. And as you walked, what were you following? What path?
We were just following the riverbed all the way to the High Bridge.
And it took you 4 hours?
4 hours.
Okay. Have a seat up there.
He doesn't walk like a teenager, just FYI. Otherwise, it would have only taken him 2.
So the two of you start in Riley Park.
Yes.
And you're working your way toward the High Bridge.
Yes.
How are you spacing yourself?
I'd say we was probably 10 feet apart. Just he was looking towards the water and I was looking up bank a little bit.
Okay.
Just try to cover more area.
So as you come toward, say, the Hoosier Heartland, are you in an area that is on this map, the top side of the water or the bottom side?
We still on the bottom.
Okay. And do you stay on the bottom side for your entire walk?
The entire walk, yes.
Okay. You said 4 hours to get to High Bridge?
We started at 8:30 and probably got to the High Bridge around noon.
Okay. And when you get to the High Bridge, do you continue on underneath the High Bridge?
We went under the High Bridge and that's the moment that we found some clothing in the water.
Okay. So we're walking along and what do you see in the water?
We see the shirt that was tie-dyed.
Okay. Can you tell us the shirt?
Hung up on some roots.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It was hung up on some roots that was in the water.
Okay. As you're looking across the water and you see this, can you tell that it's a shirt?
Yes.
And what is it that makes you think it's a tie-dyed shirt?
The colors, obviously in February, yellow, pink, blue, orange.
So 11:15 is the metadata from the photos that Erskine has put out. I mean, let's just be real. They had to have come from Erskine. That him and his brother-in-law, his stepbrother-in-law now. It would be Abby's uncle Ello. So you'll hear Erskine come up in this testimony and kind of understand how this group of people are all kind of together.
Okay. And you're with Shane Haygood?
Correct.
Was there anyone else with you?
No.
When you are walking the riverbed, is there anyone else in your group
No, just me and him.
I say riverbed, but you're not actually in
No,
no water?
never in the water.
Okay, when you get to the point where you see clothing, what do you do?
We come back up to the 625, which is a private drive,
Okay.
and there was a local fireman out there walking around.
And did you speak to the fireman?
Yes.
What did you talk to him about?
We told him that we thought we'd found some clothing that they could, notify other people or the police.
And how did you know he was a fireman?
He had his coat on that said Camden, and Erickson was his name. Erskine.
Something with an E?
Yes,
Okay, so you think this fireman might be able to help?
correct.
Did you consider crossing the water?
I think Shane tried going across halfway, but then it was like really deep. Like we only had short boots on, muck boots.
Okay, so you stay on the south side, the bottom side?
Yep.
And what does the fireman do?
He tried contacting people. I don't know if it was fire department or the police department, and never got any signals. So he decided to walk across the bridge to the other side to check it.
So if anybody missed that, Shane Haygood tried to cross the creek and didn't because his shoes weren't very tall. So I'm just saying, like, he chose to not cross the creek at that point. Shane Haygood. But Rick Allen at 5'5" just swam across.
It out for himself.
Okay, and did you watch him do that?
Yes, the whole time.
And did you watch him approach the clothing?
Yes.
And could you speak to him from where you were?
Yes.
Were you still down by the water when you spoke with him?
No, we were up on the driveway,
Okay.
private driveway.
I'm going to have you come down one more time now and let them know where you were on the private drive.
Yeah. So
This is when Erskine goes out to the close, and Jake Johns and Shane Haygood stay up on the land, and they can see him go. They see Erskine going out to the close. They don't say it's Erskine. They don't want to for some reason. They'll like kind of slide right over it, but that's it.
we were kind of right here on this private driveway right here.
I'm going to put my pin
About right here.
about right here. Okay. You'd say right here?
Right in there.
Okay. If you can step over here so people that you might be blocking can see. Is my pen on the part where you were watching from?
Correct.
Okay. And you see him go up to the closing?
Yes.
And is it only you and Mr. Haygood over here at this point?
At that point, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and have a seat. Are you at some point communicating to the fireman on the other side of the water?
Not really.
Okay. And did he at some point communicate to you that he had located the tie-dyed shirt?
Yes.
And how did he do that?
He said we have found the shirt, and he also said we have found some black Nike shoes.
Okay, and you're looking in the direction of where he sees this clothing, correct?
Right.
And it's directly across from where you're standing?
Yeah.
Do you see anyone in this area searching?
Nobody.
And I'm pointing to the area between Deer Creek directly up to the cemetery.
Nobody was over there.
Okay, are you familiar with this area on the upper side or the north side of the water?
Not really.
What did you have to do from the water level to reach this Weber access road?
There's probably a 10 or 15 foot hill that goes up to it.
Okay. Did you ever go from...
Well, I do. I think that the girls are found about 11:30, 11:45. I think we're getting the 12:15 because that's when we have a coroner that comes. So, but I do think the girls are found closer to like the 11:45 time frame. So it matches it. If I was any good at like AI simulation stuff, I could show you. But if you pay attention to the conversion of these different groups of people upon number one, the clothing, and we know that that's at 11:15 based on the metadata, then how everything kind of goes from the clothing to who's being contacted, the approximate amount of time it would take for them to get to where this clothing is, and then but ultimately stumbling across the bodies at that moment. So let me see real quick if I can kind of just show. So you have I was telling you guys, you have Shane Haygood and Jake Johns that are now just kind of standing over here. So they see the clothing in the creek, right? They're traveling from Riley Park, which is way over here in town. Riley Park over here, off map. And then they come and they're following along the entire south side. They come this way. So they get up here. They're on this side. Jake Johns, Shane Haygood. They see the clothes. They tell a fireman who's up here on the private drive, which is Erskine. Erskine then radios in to whomever, also him and Ello, go out into the water, and they're taking pictures of the clothing in the creek, okay? So this gets radioed in by Erskine. It also gets called in by Shane Haygood, who calls Tom Mears. Tom Mears farm over here, right? Tom Mears contacts Pat Brown and says, hey, they found something down by the water. And I believe it was, no, not Mullin. I think it's Liggett. That Shane Haygood contacts Liggett. Liggett contacts Giancola, who's driving on 300 North to come over here and get trail cam videos. And tells Giancola, hey, they think they found something down by the water. Can you stop there? So him and Yoder pull into here, and they come down, coming this way. Okay, so they're coming down to check what's in the water. At this point, Pat Brown, who was told by Tom Mears something was found and to go check it out, has run into Melissa Marchand, who's Becky's sister, and is heading down to see what was found at the water, right? Those two stumble upon the bodies, Pat Brown and Melissa Marchand, stumble upon the bodies and say, hey, we found the bodies, we found the girls. Now you have Erskine and Ello, who immediately come up, right? So you've got Melissa and Pat, and then right here you've got Derek and Ello who pop up, and then you've got Ben Mears, who's coming from this direction, coming over. So now you've got Ben Mears there, and then there's a group of 3 girls, women, young ladies that are also there, which we know at least one of them. So like these guys are all converging on this crime scene right here. But if this is found at 11:15 and then all of these people are starting to come in these different directions because of the clothing in the creek, and that's when they all find the girls, you're looking at about 11:30, 11:45. Then you have Derek, who testified that he's over here. Remember, he walks over here with Glenna. He runs into his aunt, who goes down the ravine before she finds the girls with Pat Brown. And then he comes back, and he says when he comes back out here, there's already murmurings of like, hey, something's happened. And you have Giancola, the cop who's coming over here, Giancola and Yoder, who were coming down here to find out about this clothing. And Giancola, which you haven't heard his testimony yet, but he'll testify that there was a woman who came running up past him crying, which, putting 2 and 2 together, is most likely Melissa Marchand, who runs away crying, according to Pat Brown, and according to Derek German, is running off the trail crying. So putting all that kind of timeline together, you're looking at clothing found 11 something, a little bit after 11, pictures taken at about 11:15, everybody converging on the crime scene at about 11:30, coroner's van, which Becky says, she drove over there from by her house because she had heard they'd found something, which was the clothing in the creek. Then, and then they find the bodies pretty closely after that. Then Derek says when he gets out, he can hear his mother. So now she's already back here. By the time he's walked from here back to here, he can hear his mother crying. And he said that his aunt had come out running and crying. And that he knew something was wrong because they saw the coroner van drive by and about 12 cop cars. Becky said,
why didn't Derek go running? If he thought that they were found, why didn't he go running to his child? That's the question I have.
I felt like Derek did the right thing, and like he knew that he needed to get Kelsey, so Kelsey didn't see. He needed to get his daughter, who he was with, who's younger than the other two, number one, and get
But
Kelsey and make sure they didn't see anything. That's how I felt about it.
but then Kelsey said that she ran
She went with Brad
Grandpa
German. Yeah.
because he was like, I don't know, I forget what she said. Looked like he was gonna have a heart attack or something. I don't know. I guess I just don't know why initially when they said we found them, why anybody would think that they were dead.
Well, he thought they were dead because Derek said he was hearing murmurs already, and then he saw the coroner van.
I don't know. If I saw the coroner van and I heard murmurs, like I'd be running to my kid, but I don't have another kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see it though. I could see like I have my little kid with me who's not very old, and I don't want her to see anything or to even like have to experience what she's experiencing right now. And I don't want my other daughter to see. I need to know where she is and make sure she doesn't see what's going on. Like I wouldn't want them. That would be my first instinct, I think. Like in my brain, like that's what I think I would do. I would want to do, I think I should say. Hi, Joe. So that's kind of what that's what I think. I think the girls are found at about 11:45, 11:30, 11:45-ish, 12 o'clock, somewhere right in that time frame. That's what I think. By the time you see everybody converging here. And then 12:15, coroner gets there, declares him dead.
So, but keep in mind for later testimony, who all these people are saying was like around the area, coming up the hill to the cemetery. Just like keep in mind all the people that they say are around, because then you're gonna have one of the first like officers on scene that's gonna say they didn't see nobody, including Pat Brown, which makes absolutely zero sense.
No, because Pat Brown will end up. So like
Pat Brown said he stayed with the bodies until police came down there.
With his back to them. But then
back to the girls, so meaning he would be looking he'd probably be facing towards the cemetery, so he'd probably see people coming in.
He's facing Jake Johns, I think, because they kind of seem to be having a conversation from across the creek. You can't see.
Well,
they
regardless.
Don't see. So I think he's facing over here. So like Giancola comes down here, and then these guys are telling Giancola, hey, the bodies are up behind you. The bodies are up behind you. So
so when he was walking down the hill, how come he didn't see Pat Brown standing there?
Because he comes down here. He doesn't see the girls either. He comes down this way.
Well, the girls are laying, you know.
But that's what I'm saying is so he comes down here, and then they're trying to get his attention to tell him, and he'll say like they're trying to like get my attention and tell me like no, they're over here. So he goes up this way. Pat Brown comes down this way.
So you're saying when Pat Brown saw Giancola, but Giancola didn't see him. And so when Pat Brown saw Giancola...
We don't hear from Yoder. So remember, because Yoder's also coming down and then goes to the crime scene. So Pat could start walking away when Yoder gets there. So he starts walking away.
Well, no, because Giancola says nobody's over there by the bodies when he gets over there.
Well, I mean, Pat is. He's not very far. He's here. And then Derek took off. If you remember, like even Derek admits he took off. And like he like left. Like didn't just like go up here. He like fucking bounced. Derek did not see the scene. No. He never saw where the girls were. And Kelsey went with Brad. So Brad lived down here on 200 North. I don't have it marked down here, but it's like one of these houses right here, somewhere in this area. So they were on the ATV and went just back out. Hey, little green. Right. Yeah, an entire trial and nobody can. it should be pretty easy to say like this is what they're saying happened. But no, you're right. Nobody can, because it's all, everybody's got their own interpretation of what was said because we didn't get to see shit. All right. Well, that's just kind of my thought process. I don't know. You guys can agree, disagree. I'll go back to Jake Johns. Let me back it up just a tiny bit so we know where we were.
Or the north side of the water.
Not really.
And I'm pointing to the area between Deer Creek directly up to the cemetery.
Nobody was over there.
Okay, are you familiar with this area on the upper side or the north side of the water?
Not really.
What did you have to do from the water level to reach this Weber access road?
There's probably a 10 or 15 foot hill that goes up to it.
Okay. Did you ever go from this Weber Drive up to the bridge?
Yes.
And is there another elevation between the Weber Drive and the bridge?
Yes.
And what would you estimate that to be?
Maybe about the same.
Okay. An additional
Yes.
10 to 15?
Yes.
When you're standing up here looking across, could you see people searching in this area?
No.
Did you see people searching when you were coming around the bend or prior to that?
Prior to the bridge, there was people searching
Okay.
on the other side.
So prior to the bridge, there were people searching on the opposite side of the water?
Yes.
Did you see any on your side of the water?
No.
Did you at some point did your group contact law enforcement to say there's clothing in the water, or did someone else do that and you're unaware?
The fireman was, I think, the one that got a hold of them. We contacted somebody that actually lived on that side
Okay.
that could maybe come down and check it out.
Okay. Did that resolve?
About the same time the fireman was coming to the close.
Okay. So you were aware that someone was being contacted to come from the other side?
Yes.
What do you mean by that? From the other side?
Somebody that lived over there that Shane Hagan called to come down and check.
Other side at some point?
Yes.
And who did you believe was coming from the other side?
Bat Brown.
And is that a person known to you from the community?
Just the community. Yes.
Okay. Not personally?
No.
As you're standing up here and you're watching this fireman approach the clothing, do you hear or see anyone on the other side?
Well, before that,
Other than the fireman, I'm sorry, in the water.
before this, I mean, what's going on right now? Brad German, his wife Kelsey, and Michael Bennett actually showed up over there at the time that the fireman was going over there and the time that Pat Brown was coming down the hill.
Okay. And that's some of the family of Liberty German?
Yes, grandparent.
Okay. Did you know those people personally prior to this day?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your familiarity with this whole area? Had you been to the High Bridge Trail?
Never.
Had you heard about the Mono and High Bridge?
I had not.
So you lived here your whole life and didn't know about the High Bridge Trail?
No.
Okay. What about this cemetery?
Just drove by it. Of course, we do a lot of route running, so I've been on about every road in Carroll County.
Okay, but as far as the area from the cemetery to the water, were you familiar with that?
Never.
Okay. So you said you believed Pat Brown was coming from the other side.
Correct.
Did you ever see or hear Pat Brown?
Did not physically see him, but we heard him coming. I think Shane was still on the phone with him, and he just said, "We have found the bodies." And
Did he sound alarmed?
absolutely.
Okay. And so even when Pat Brown says the words, "We have found the bodies," are you looking from this elevated area over toward the clothing?
Yes, still.
And could you see Pat Brown?
No.
And could you see the bodies of Abby and Libby
Could not.
from that side?
Could not.
Where did you go in from that private drive when you left the area?
We went out Weber's driveway on the other, out towards the front.
So along this drive, coming back to the west,
Actually up by the house.
you went out that
Yes.
direction?
Yes.
Okay, so this actually connects all the way around.
Yeah.
All right. There was a photograph taken of the clothing from your side of the water. Is that correct?
Correct.
And although you did not take it, you're familiar with it?
Correct.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
You may.
So Skinny, that's such a great question because that's one of like Nick's big things. Like when it comes to his objections, is like, how does this prove the guilt or innocence of Richard Allen? And yet, once again, nothing in the investigation proves the guilt of Richard Allen. Everything they try to do is really just to compensate for whatever the defense is about to do. So they played a game of we'll wait and see what the defense is going to say, and then we'll just do what we can to fix it.
Mr. Johns, I'm going to show you what's marked. It's Exhibit 7, has the sticker in the bottom. Do you recognize that photo?
Correct.
Okay, this is not the actual state's exhibit. So it says on here, the judge and the state of Indiana believe that these photos, these types of photos, taken by Erskine and Ello and taken, the ones that are taken by crime scene investigators, are part of the crime scene. So they are considered sealed, even though they don't have anything in them. But these are the photos that Erskine had sent to somebody on social media, because it's what they are talking about, but it's not an actual exhibit. So just to be clear.
Does it represent what you observed on February 14th, 2017 from the opposite side of the Deer Creek?
This is it.
Okay. State would move to admit and publish exhibit number 7.
8.
Do we already?
Oh, 8.
Any objection?
Hey, Sony.
No, Your Honor.
I'll show. Without objection, 8 is admitted, and you may publish.
And so just to clarify, Mr. Johns, you never crossed the creek into the area where the bodies were?
No.
No other questions?
You gave a statement, I think, in 2019. Do you recall speaking to Rich Davies?
I've given 7, 8 statements to different people.
Okay. And you said that you were up on the access road over here,
Yeah.
but you could see some shoe prints?
Yeah.
Okay.
The other guy I was with could see some shoe prints, yes.
Did you see the shoe prints?
No. I was more up towards the road, closer to the road, and he went down to the water.
All right. And was there also...
So Shane Haygood apparently saw shoe prints at some point in time. We don't know anything about the shoe prints. Shane Haygood does not testify. Nobody testifies about finding out whose shoe prints these are, if they were just from one of the searchers the night before. We have no idea anything about the shoe prints. But she asked, did you see shoe prints? He says yes. And then he says, the person I was with saw shoe prints. So then she again says, did you see the shoe prints? He says no. So, and Rich Davies is from the FBI. So that interview was 2019, I believe.
a mark of a kind of a slide?
From the top of the bridge, yeah, you can see where the ground and rocks had been disturbed. Absolutely.
And that's on the morning of the 14th?
Correct.
And did you relay that information to law enforcement in that day at any time?
Yeah.
Now the shirt states Exhibit 7. 8. I'm sorry, I marked it wrong. States Exhibit 8. That was pretty easy for you to see.
Correct.
And this is at about 12 o'clock on February 14th?
Between 12 and 12:30, I'd say.
All right. And you didn't go out to get the shirt, right?
No.
Okay. The water was really deep.
Yeah.
No area where the water wasn't deep.
I think you could probably go halfway across.
And the water's flowing
Let
pretty.
me see real quick if I can find. I have a picture of. I should have put it in the video. I didn't though. Where you can see like the disturbed dirt coming off the side of the bridge. And most of you guys have probably seen it, but just in case you haven't, I want to show it to you. So Kelsey said that she saw it. Giancola is going to say that he saw it. And Jake John says he saw it, but once again, we don't know what it's from or who caused it, or was it from searchers, or was it from the girls, or was it just from people who had gone down that way multiple times. I know I have it, like it's got to be here somewhere. I should have put it in the video. All right, if I don't find it here in the next second, I'll just move on. Oh, here it is. Found it. It's fucking tiny for some reason. Here, so this is off the end of the trail. It's where the area where Libby says like this is where we go down. So this is like this disturbed dirt, debris, all right here. So like you're on the trail, and then you'd be just going down towards the private drive. So this is like they talk about this disturbed dirt in a couple different testimonies. I'll back up just a second. Sorry I interrupted.
No.
Okay. The water was really deep.
Yeah.
No area where the water wasn't deep.
I think you could probably go halfway across.
And the water's flowing pretty well?
Not really.
No?
No.
Okay. Did you ever go in the water at all?
No.
Now, you've also said that it was weird that there was only one fireman out there. Is that right?
Correct.
And when you were up here on the access road, you couldn't see over here. Is that right?
Could not.
All right. But you could hear Pat Brown.
Yeah.
All right. You could hear him really well.
Yeah.
Sound traveled pretty easily out there.
Yeah.
Nothing further.
Miss Diener?
After Pat Brown walked down, or you heard the voice of someone say, "We found bodies," could you see other people come to the area?
Could not see them, but we could hear them traveling down the hill.
Okay.
Like leaves wrestling around and walking.
Okay. So even though you could hear people, you could not see them,
Could not see them.
and you were in an elevated position?
Right.
No other questions?
Miss Ajay?
Now, Mr. John or Johns?
John's S.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
You were here. Is that right?
About the middle of from there to the house.
Okay.
So a little farther.
On the access road?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And do you know where the voice of Pat Brown was coming from?
Yeah. It was exactly straight across from us.
Okay. How do you know that?
I don't exactly know that, but I mean, Shane told him where to come, and that's where he came in, right from the graveyard.
Okay. Thank you.
Does anybody on the jury have any questions for Mr. Johns? No? All right.
Yep, the sound traveled really well, but yet nobody could hear what was happening to the girls.
Thank you, Mr. Johns. You may step down.
Thank you.
We're going to take our morning break.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is an appropriate time for us to take our morning recess. While you're outside the courtroom, please keep your minds open. Please don't form any opinions or conclusions about anything You may discuss the evidence that you've heard so far, but please only do that if all 16 of you are present in the jury room at the same time, and then please don't deliberate. Gentlemen,
All rise.
all right, let's resume at 15 minutes. Please, Jody, you can go off the record.
Yes, which bugs me. How about you just don't talk about the fucking evidence until you deliberate? How about you just keep your mouth shut and talk about maybe your husband or your wife, not anything to do with the fucking case until you deliberate? These people aren't following rules at all. So frustrating to me. Kelsey did she testify to that? I know she said it in her interview, but now I'm trying to remember if she actually testified to it. That she did see disturbed dirt the night before, the day before when she was searching with Cody. Now I'm just trying to remember if that was testimony or if that was just an interview. All right, we got one more testimony for day number 2. Let me just get this one out there to the world. So we got Pat Brown.
Okay.
Okay, goal. So any questions, comments, thoughts? What's the difference between discussing and deliberating? Well, discussing, they're not allowed to deliberate. So deliberating, they're not allowed to say whether they think innocence or guilt. Hi, young black economist, by the way. So that's when, so they do that during deliberation. So if they discuss the evidence, they're only allowed to literally talk about the evidence. They cannot say they cannot say whether or not they believe that evidence makes him guilty or not guilty. So like, why talk about it? Why are they talking about it? They did discuss the case when they weren't all together. I don't remember if the juror said that, but that's very possible. We've only heard from one juror without proof that it was a juror, but you know, I think most people think that one was a juror. There's another juror who supposedly contacted a different YouTuber. That person is not a juror. I am 99.9% sure I know exactly who that person is, and it's not a juror. It was somebody who was in the courtroom who wants to pretend to be a juror, just like they've pretended to be a part of the investigation the entire time. But that's neither here nor there. So that person, I think, realized they were being duped and got rid of all of that stuff. Just looking to see if you guys have anything else before we start this one. M's. No, but I'm sure that they're probably in cahoots. Okay, so this is Pat Brown. We've discussed Pat Brown. He was the one who was coming to check out what was going on in the creek and comes across the bodies of the girls, and this whole kind of conversion thing begins to happen. And he is walking with Melissa Marchand, who is Becky Patty's youngest sister. Oh my God, whomst was it though?
We're back on the record. And are we ready for the jury to come back? Yes? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Sorry, I can't see you, Judge.
That's okay. And just a reminder, we're going to noon today.
Yes, Judge.
So could be a little bit before noon, depending on where we're at with your witnesses.
Yes, Judge.
All rise. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thanks, gentlemen.
So
All right,
you can,
Mr.
I
McClellan.
just want to point out to you guys, as if you listen to all the testimonies, you can tell Sleuthy's bailiff versus my bailiff. Sleuthy's bailiff is very kind and sweet natured and is like, all rise. Thank you. Mine's like, all rise.
Mine's like a nature documentary narrator.
For real.
All rise.
It's like, all rise. Thank you. You may be seated. Mine's like, sit the fuck down. Like yells at you. So if you want to know who created that audio, you can pretty much tell.
Yours is probably more accurate. I imagine Gull's bailiffs are like, sit down!
Sit the fuck down.
I better not see any phones.
But I just like that yours is like so nice. It's like, all rise. Thank you.
You may call your next witness.
Judge, before we call our next witness, during the break, I was able to get a screenshot of the image that we marked up. I've submitted it to your court reporter.
So we're back to Exhibit 7, which is the one that Mullin was, it was originally Exhibit 5 of the map. Mullin marked it all up with all the red, and Exhibit 7, and now, because he wants, Nick wants the jury to have their own copies where Mullin has wrote all the things in red. So that becomes Exhibit 7, and so he's just talking about now giving that to the jury.
And had it marked as State's Exhibit 7. I would ask the court permission at this time to publish that picture to the jury. I've also provided that to the defense.
You may.
Thank you, Judge.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, just keep all of that stuff inside of your folders so that you have those available.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, while they're passing that exhibit, the state would call Pat Brown. Good morning, Mr. Brown.
Good morning.
Okay, that is not going to amplify your voice.
Okay. Sorry.
No?
I apologize.
So you'll have to do the amplifying. All right. And I'll remind you, if you start to get quiet,
Okay. All right.
tell the jury your full name.
Patrick Neil Brown.
And do you live in the Delphi area?
Yes, I do.
Have you always lived in the Delphi area?
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
I work at Tate and Lyle. They make cornstarch.
Is that a Delphi business?
Lafayette.
How far is that from your home?
Probably about 25 minutes or so.
And are you familiar with the Monin High Bridge Trail area back in 2017?
Yes. Yes.
Is your home in the vicinity of others that live in that area?
Yes. I'm about 1.5 miles or 2 miles away.
Okay. I'm going to have you talk a little louder.
1.5 miles, 2 miles away.
Okay, so the county road that passes alongside the Mears entrance to the trail, is that a familiar area to you?
Yes.
And in 2017, were you familiar with Liberty German or her family?
Yes.
In what way?
I've known Mike since high school.
And we're referring to Mike Patty?
Yes.
Do you have children around the same age?
Yes. My daughter's the same age as the oldest granddaughter, I do believe.
And we're talking about Kelsey.
Kelsey. Yes.
What about Abigail Williams?
No, I don't know them.
Okay. In 2017, were you working at Tate and Lyle?
Yes.
And what kind of shift do you have there?
I work a day shift. I work in the maintenance department.
Is that a set schedule?
Yes.
What are your hours?
Monday through Friday, 7 to 3.
7 a.m. to 3 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay, so do you recall that February 13th of 2017 was a day off of school?
Yes.
On that particular day, did you work?
Yes.
Did you at some point become aware that Liberty German and a friend of hers were missing?
Yes. That evening.
Can you tell us about your day and when it was and how it was that you learned that?
I went to work that day. I worked all day long. 3 o'clock, I got off work, drove home. On my way home, I stopped at the parts store, got an oil filter for my wife's SUV. Went on home, changed the oil in my wife's SUV. We were selling it to a guy she worked with. So me and my daughter, we jumped into it after I was done. We drove to Monticello, dropped it off. Me and my wife drove home. I started to cook supper on the grill. And then, shortly after we ate and everything, we were watching TV. And that's when my wife said that Becky had posted on Facebook that the girls were missing.
And so at that time, if she said Becky Patty's granddaughter's missing, you would know who she was talking about.
Yes. Well, one of them.
Okay. And did you then do anything with regard to the information that they were missing?
Yes. I called Mike and
And we're talking Mike Patty?
yes, and asked him if they had found them or anything, because I didn't know how long that post had been. And I called Mike, and he was at the police station, I do believe. And then I told him I was going to go see if I could help look, see if we could find them.
Okay. Was it dark at this point?
Yes, it was.
And so what did you do in order to assist?
I called Tom Mears, a buddy of mine, and I asked him if he wanted to go look for the girls. He was busy at the point, but said he would meet me over by the High Bridge.
Okay, so Tom Mears, we've heard a lot about the Mears name.
Yes.
Are there a lot of Mears?
Yes.
Family members?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and do they all live in the same vicinity that you live in?
Yes. Most of them do. Yes.
Okay, so you made arrangements to meet with Tom Mears?
Yes.
Okay, where did you go to meet with him?
Well, I went on, and I went over to the cemetery, which I pulled into the cemetery and I parked. I walked around the cemetery. There's I don't know if you want a map or...
Come on up and we'll show them where you're talking about. So I'm going to stand on this side.
Okay.
So you can be out of the way of the jury seeing the picture. But I've shown you a map of the area before.
Yes.
I'll give you an opportunity to get acclimated.
Okay.
Okay, so what area would you be coming from if you left home?
If I left home, I'd be coming from this area up here,
Okay,
then coming around through that way.
so you'd be coming from the north?
Yes.
Travel south
Yes.
to this perpendicular road on the picture. What is that road?
I
Do you know?
don't know the road number.
It's okay. Do you travel on it often? Judge, is it okay if I ask the jury whether they can see it?
There indicate, can you see it? No. I think there is a glare. And I think yesterday, if you had it,
See, I tried to put it where they...
maybe move it a little bit forward.
Okay, let's try that.
Is that better?
Better?
Okay. Everybody's giving a thumbs up. There we go.
Perfect. Everybody in the back row does a thumbs up. Anybody thumbs down?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Coming from off the map. Okay. And you come down to the perpendicular road.
Yes.
Okay.
Come to this road here.
And where'd you go from there?
Okay. I come down this road, come over. I stopped here at Ron Logan's house.
Okay. Why'd you stop at Ron Logan's?
Well, I stopped to ask him if he might have seen the girls. Retired, I didn't know maybe if he'd seen them walk by or anything like that, so I thought I would ask him if he had seen them.
Okay. And was there anything unusual about your conversation with Ron Logan?
No.
Did he indicate he had seen the girls?
No.
Okay. And then what'd you do?
So I left there and I come on down the road and I come to this edge, just turning into the cemetery here. Come in, parked my vehicle right in this area here.
Are you in the cemetery?
Yes.
Okay.
Still in the cemetery, yes, and there's a ravine that runs through here.
So you guys, Pat Brown, just for like backstory purposes, he has the orange truck. Let me see if I have a picture handy in the same folder as the other one. That's parked at the cemetery. It ends up getting blocked in by all the cops. It's like off in the right corner of the cemetery. Like it's parked like right here, and it gets blocked in by all the cop cars, and they call him later like they need him to come and move his truck. So there's like a whole thing on social media about the fact that Pat Brown lost his keys, and that the keys like were out there, and that the wife had to come and do all these things with the to get him his keys. There's a whole thing about it. From my understanding, it was that they needed to get his keys so that they could come and move his truck. But that's a whole conspiracy theory about Pat Brown and his orange truck and the lost keys. I'm just looking to see if I happen to have a photo of his truck. I mean, I have it, but I don't know where the hell I put it. That's really what it comes down to. But if you guys look at, this one should show it. So right here, this is Pat Brown. This is Pat Brown's truck. So it gets like trapped in there. There's a whole, why a whole theory, T? A lot of people find Pat Brown very sus and have wondered if he was, one, if he was involved. Two, we've speculated if Ron Logan was involved and Ron Logan's friends with Pat Brown, did Ron Logan tell Pat Brown where to go find the bodies? As Pat Brown's like out searching, he calls in to work that day to continue searching, but yet doesn't really do a ton of searching. He ends up that day he's hanging out and like having coffee, and then his daughter ends up leaving school, and so he goes home and has lunch with her, and then he comes back and he's like hanging out in the Mears workshop. So he's not really doing a ton of searching, even though that's like he supposedly took the day off to do all the searching. And then somehow, because he's friends with Tom Mears and Shane Haygood, they find the shirt in the water. They call Tom Mears, and then Tom Mears calls Pat Brown and has Pat Brown go down there to look, which is like, Pat Brown's not a fucking cop. Like, why is everybody contacting Pat Brown? On the 13th, Pat had gone to Ron Logan's house. He says he just stopped to see like if Ron Logan had seen the girls or not, but so that was always very sus. Like, we knew that he had gone there the day before. He was very sus. So, and then the whole thing comes up about these lost keys.
So I come around, I think I knew there was people on the bridge. I could hear them. I could see lights. So I come around and I walked along this ravine, this ridge, and I worked my way along the ridge to the bridge back here. Then I found they had a vehicle backed up. They were getting a drone out to fly a drone. I talked to the people there for a little bit. They said they had searched the area here. So talked to them for a little while, and then I left and come up to the Mears entrance, what they call the Mears entrance. Followed the trail through here to the Mears entrance, and then Tom called, and I met him right in here.
I'm that road.
Yes, on that road, me and Tom picked up, and then we took and drove around. We went out to the Heartland, come back around to 218, went around there's an old gravel road, goes back through, and it comes out by Mike and Becky's and around. We drove all around the country looking to see if they were out walking.
Okay, so let's go back to what you observed here.
Yes.
What part of this area is familiar to you?
What part of it?
Yes.
This part.
Okay, so the part to the west of the ravine?
Yes.
Toward the High Bridge Trail?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you know about this ravine area?
Well, it's pretty steep and everything in there. So.
Okay. Would it be difficult to walk directly from the west of the trail and just go straight across?
Yes, I think it would be.
Okay. And so even when you parked in the cemetery on what would be the west side of the drive, you went around the wooded area?
Yeah, around.
To the north?
Because the ravine comes up through there, right around this.
Oh, okay. So it's even deep along the side.
Yeah.
Of the cemetery?
I wouldn't say it's real deep, but in the dark, you could probably break a leg pretty easy in there.
Okay, so you come up around that wooded area that we can see and you walk along this
Walk along.
field or down in here?
walk along here and work my way to the bridge, right along through here and then to the bridge edge.
Okay, is there an area in here where you could not walk close to the water?
Yes, it's really steep right here. It's very steep.
So you came from the cemetery toward the high bridge.
Yes.
Did you ever cross the high bridge?
No.
And then you went backward on the trail?
Yes. That way.
Okay. Where? It's dark, correct?
It's dark.
Do you have a flashlight with you?
Yes.
And can you see other people with flashlights?
Yes.
In what vicinity do you see flashlights?
I see flashlights over in here and some back in here. And there were a couple back here at the bridge that had flashlights too.
Could you tell?
Right at the entrance area.
Okay, and the people that were there with the drone, did they look like they were with law enforcement in some capacity?
I could not tell you.
Okay. Could have been random people.
It could have been just someone that was.
You get with Tom, you drive around
Yes.
the area.
Yeah, he brought me back to my truck and then he went home. I also went home. I got home and I talked to my wife because I needed a can of Skoal. So I drove back to town and got me a can of Skoal. And then while I was
Make that make sense. Somebody, why he says he goes home, talks to his wife. He talked to his wife because he needed a can of Skoal. So he drove back to town to get the can of Skoal. Why did he drive home to talk to his wife about the fact that he needed a can of Skoal? Like, nobody, like, that just is like a normal, everybody just thinks that's like normal, apparently. Nobody questions that. Like, you went home to talk to your wife about getting a can of Skoal, and then you drove back to town to get a can of Skoal. I don't know.
was in town, I drove some of the back roads, old 25 all the way out. But I stopped at the fire station at first and talked to the guys at the fire station and asked them what they heard. They hadn't heard anything. So like I said, I drove some of the back roads, old 25 down, and I come to 218 and I went back home.
Was it your thought that the girls may have attempted to walk home?
Yeah, well, walk home, walk into town. I was just looking to see. I didn't know if where they would walk or.
Okay.
So.
Because the Patty home is in the same vicinity as yours is, off the map?
Yes, they're off the map over there.
Okay, so you go home that night after you've stopped at the fire station and
Yes.
talk to some other people.
Yes.
What do you do on the 14th of February? Would that have been a work day for you?
Yes.
For anybody who doesn't know, Skoal is chewing tobacco. So that's why I'm like, it's just a weird thing. He said he went home to talk to his wife because he needed a can of Skoal. I don't know. It could just be anything. And then radar, yes, somebody does testify about it. They can, but not yet.
I got up, I called off work to help search. I asked the wife if she heard anything or seen anything on Facebook, and she had not seen anything.
See, he calls off of work so that he can help search. So now we're on the 14th. So everything he was just, it's dip, not chew. Isn't that the same thing? What's the difference in those two things? But now that we're in this whole irrelevant conversation, now I got to know the difference. So that was everything he just did the day before everything he just said was from the day before the 13th. Now he's now we're on the morning of the 14th and he calls out sick to work. So let's listen to what he actually does. Calls out to work to search. So we'll see what he actually does for the search.
So I went ahead and called off work to help with the search, if there was one. I drove into town. I'm not sure of the time. It was still dark.
Okay.
I drove into town, got a cup of coffee, talked to John Randall. He was going to work at the police station. And after I got done talking to him, we talked for a little bit. I drove back home because my daughter was getting ready for school. And then I drove back into town again after she'd got ready and gone. And I went to Stonehouse. I met Tom and his father-in-law at Stonehouse.
Now, just so the jury knows, the Stonehouse is a local restaurant.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a restaurant.
And it's in the downtown area?
Yes.
Did you take your daughter to school or did she transport herself?
No. She got on the bus.
On the bus? Okay. Okay, so you're at the restaurant.
Yes.
And what happens from there?
Drinking coffee. Then we went across because they was doing the thing over at the firehouse, so we went across to see what was going on over there, and that's when they was talking about the search and everything. And Mr. Mullins, Officer Mullins, seemed to be heading it up, gave us his phone number and everything, and got the searches ready.
So, did you?
I just want to say how much I loved the fact that Pat Brown called which was Chief Mullin at the time, he calls him Officer Mullins. Like he's just a nobody regular old cop, not the actual Delphi chief of police. He's just like Officer Mullins.
Collect the phone number of Steve Mullin when you were at that meeting in case you needed it later?
Yes.
Prior to that, you would not have had it?
No.
Did you know that he was the Delphi chief of police?
No.
So you get a phone number. What area do you go to search and who goes with you?
Me and Tom, we went together. We come out because they said they was going to be using helicopters and stuff and fly them over this area here.
And what area are you referring to? The trail?
The trail area.
Okay.
All this area here. So we come out and went over this way.
And you're pointing to the right side of the map,
Yes.
east of the cemetery?
Yes, we went over that way. There's a couple fields over there and farms along the creek, so we went over there, looked there. There used to be, years ago, there used to be a cave in the side of the, hillside or whatever. There used to be a cave in there, so we went to check and see if maybe they had gotten in the cave. And the cave had been collapsed long before that. So there were trees over it. So we moved on and checked a couple other places. And when we got done there, looking where we looked, we went back to Tom's house because he was getting some wood cut up. He has a sawmill. We went back there to his place, messed around a little bit, and then I went home, got a call from my daughter, and she wasn't feeling well at school. So I went to school and I picked her up.
What time of day do you think that was?
I'm gonna say 10:30, 11 maybe. I'm not sure.
So mid-morning?
Yes.
Okay.
So she wasn't.
You take her home?
Yes.
All right.
And then, like I said, I pick her up, took her home, got her home. We sat there for a little bit, ate lunch. I thought at that time they had step across here, okay? This is where this building
10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, they eat lunch.
here, I think is where they had set up a command center.
And what do you mean by command center? What did you see there?
Well, I never got there.
Oh, okay. You heard about it?
Yes. I heard they had a command center set up there.
Okay.
I think they put a trailer there or something that they was working out of. So I left my house, was going to the command center to see what was going on, and that's when Tom Mears called me and he said, "Hey, I just got a phone call from Shane Haygood, and they seen something along the creek." And he said, "If you can go look here." Tom told me to. He was asking me if I could go look. So I told him, yeah, sure. So I come back to the cemetery and
Why does Shane Haygood feel the need to contact Tom Mears, and then Tom Mears contacts Pat Brown? Like, none of these people are cops. It's the weirdest shit to me.
I pull in. I park right in here, in this area.
Same as the day before?
Yes, right in that area. Yes.
And at this point, do you know Shane Haygood?
No, I don't.
And do you know anything about the area where they are?
No, all I know is they're across the creek on that side.
On the south side?
Yes.
So then how do you communicate with the people on the other side of the water?
Well, Tom told me that they had seen something, so I come to the cemetery and I tried to call him. He didn't answer, so I proceeded to come across the way here on the east. Right?
Okay. Yes.
That'd be on the east side, there's a gate, and I come through that gate, and he called me after I got through the gate. He called me back and said they had seen something.
Wait, who is he?
Shane Haygood.
And is that private property at that point outside the cemetery?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Is it marked?
I don't know if it is or not.
Okay.
So I cross over there, and Shane calls me back, and he says that they are across the creek, and he could see something down from the cemetery along the creek. So I proceed to walk that way, and that's when I ran into Melissa Marchand.
Okay.
And me and her talked. She was coming from this direction somewhere, and we met right in here. And we spoke for a little bit, and I told her that Shane had called, said that they had seen something by the creek, and they also said that the firemen There was a fireman walking along the creek. Go toward the fireman. So that's the direction we went.
At this point, when you're up here, can you see the water? Can you see
From here,
the water from here?
a little bit, but not a lot.
Okay.
So we proceeded to go towards the creek, and that's when we came across the girls, and
What'd you do?
I looked, and at first I thought they were mannequins.
Okay. Did you say something out loud?
Yeah, I said, we found them, and
It's okay.
I need a minute.
Sure.
That's when Melissa, she took off and ran back towards the other way. I turned around. I turned around, and like I said, I yelled out we had found them. You need to call the police. I got on the phone. I called Mr. Mullins, told him that we had found them. I stood there, facing away from them, and then, while I was standing there, Ben Mears come from the west with another fellow, and they come over, and they stopped. And the fireman he come from the west and was here. So I was standing there. Girls come from over here, and they come over, and they did not get close to the girls, but they stood there for a little bit, and then they went up by the cemetery. I walked over to Ben Mears.
And
M.
go ahead.
At that point in time, we stood there and waited, and that's when police officers came.
Okay. I'd like to switch this out for a picture that's closer up so that you can help us.
No, that's Erskine. From the, later, like the ones in town. You know what? I don't know, because there was supposedly, we have heard that there were pictures taken of the actual crime scene and then shown throughout the town. But we've never, one, seen those pictures, and two, we don't know who was actually showing them. The ones that the clothing in the creek is Erskine and Ello.
Who you saw and where you saw them.
All right.
So, Judge, for the record, I would indicate that up to this point, Mr. Brown was referencing State's Exhibit 2, the large map. Mr. Brown, now we have State's Exhibit 3, which is a closer view of the cemetery and Deer Creek area. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you were pointing to the area, you were not very close to the water. I'd like you to be more specific about the location where you saw the girls with respect to Deer Creek.
I'm going to guess right in here, I guess. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
They can't see.
Is it all glare?
He's standing in front of it.
Oh,
Right in this area, I would say.
okay. You felt like it was farther away?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I don't.
You don't know?
Yes.
Okay. Did you at some point go closer to the fireman that was in the water?
Yes. I come to the creek
Okay.
where Ben Mears was with another guy standing with him, so I followed him through. And the guy dressed in the fireman's clothes was over here, and I was standing
Okay.
there with them.
And when you were closer to the water talking to the fireman, did you know that he had come from the water, or?
No, I didn't know where he came from. I didn't know if he came from this way, or I didn't see him.
Okay. And you said you saw Ben Mears?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mears was with, which is also strange, right? Why don't we know who Ben Mears is with? And why don't they tell us who the group of 3 women is? Michelle Keene is somebody on social media who stated she was in that group of 3 and that she needed therapy after seeing what she saw. But we don't know who she was with. We don't. She's got to be part of the three girls, or the 3 women. I shouldn't say 3 girls, because that's just ironic. Ben Mears is with somebody, we don't know who, and it's obviously not somebody that Pat Brown either knows or he's told not to say. And then we know Erskine is the fireman, but they don't want to call him Erskine for whatever reason. They just want to call him this fireman. This is not the one who said he saw a deer. That was Jake Johns, the witness before, was supposedly the one who said that, but he never testifies about that. That's just the one from social media that people say he said he saw a deer, and that's how he saw the girls. But that's not in testimony at trial.
He come from this direction.
From the west?
From the west, yes.
Okay. Did you come from that direction after you saw the bodies?
Yes.
And
Aaron Brown? Related to Pat Brown? I don't know. I don't know Aaron Brown. That one doesn't ring a bell, All Eyes. You'll have to fill me in on that. So I can back it up and kind of walk through on our map, since they don't have these maps. We can kind of go back through and see what he's saying from where people came in. I'll pull up our map and we can kind of do it that way. So let me play this.
up to this point, Mr. Brown was referencing State's Exhibit 2, the large map. Mr. Brown, now we have State's Exhibit 3, which is a closer view of the cemetery and Deer Creek area. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you were pointing to the area, you were not very close to the water. I'd like you to be more specific about the location where you saw the girls with respect to Deer Creek.
I'm going to guess right in here, I guess. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
They can't see.
Is it all glare?
He's standing in front of it.
Oh,
Right in this area, I would say.
okay. You felt like it was farther away?
Yes. I mean, yeah, I don't.
You don't know?
Yes.
Okay. Did you at some point go closer to the fireman that was in the water?
Yes. I come to the creek
Okay.
where Ben Mears was with another guy standing with him, so I followed him through. And the guy dressed in the fireman's clothes was over here, and I was standing
Okay.
there with them.
And when you were closer to the water talking to the fireman, did you know that he had come from the water, or?
No, I didn't know where he came from. I didn't know if he came from this way or I didn't see him.
Okay. And you said you saw Ben Mears?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see what area he came from?
Yes. He come from this direction.
From the west?
From the west. Yes.
Okay. Did you come from that direction after you saw the bodies?
Yes.
And you said you were with Melissa. Did you know her to be a relative of Liberty German's family?
Yes.
And what direction did she go?
When she left,
Yes.
she went back up this way and ran back the way we came. So
Okay.
I don't. After she got away from me, I don't know where she went.
Did you leave the vicinity of the bodies after you saw them?
Yes. I walked over here with Ben Mears.
Were you still,
I never left the area, though.
could you still see the area where the girls' bodies were?
I could see where they was at, but I could not see them, though.
So if you were along the edge of the water searching, looking toward the cemetery or this vicinity, do you believe you would have been able to see the bodies of Libby and Abby?
From where I was at, no.
How close did you get to the bodies?
Roughly 5 feet, right in there.
Were you any closer than you and I standing here?
Probably this distance.
Okay. And did you see anyone with you get closer to the bodies?
No.
Did you have a firearm with you that day?
No, I did not.
Could you see Shane Haygood that was on the other side of the water giving you directions?
No, I did not see anybody on the other side of the water. But I wasn't really paying attention after.
After you saw,
We found the girls. Yes.
did police arrive before you left?
Yes.
And what happened when police arrived?
We were standing here. I was standing there. Ben, the other guy, and then the guy in the fire department garb. The police officers came down, and that's when they kind of took our information, and then they asked us to leave the way we walked in.
So you see law enforcement come from the cemetery area,
Yes.
and those are the first police officers that you see?
Yes.
And when you leave the same direction that you came?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And what about the other civilians that were in that area with you?
They left the directions that they told them to leave the directions that they came also.
Okay. So not everyone went with you to the cemetery?
Oh.
You can have a seat back in the witness chair. I pass the witness.
Mr. Baldwin?
Hi, Pat. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good up there. You don't seem nervous. I've just got a few questions for you.
Okay.
You said on your direct examination that up near, this is the cemetery
Yes.
You could hear people from the bridge when you were up here at the cemetery?
Yes. That was the day before.
Yeah, on the 13th.
Yes.
So the sound was pretty good from here
Yes.
to you.
Yes.
And you could also see lights, I think, is what you said.
Yeah. You could see flashlights.
All right, from the cemetery down to the bridge.
Well, maybe not all the way to the bridge, but you could see lights in the woods there, yes.
Did you see the clothing? Did you see the clothing in the creek?
No, I did not.
Okay. You weren't looking for it?
No, I wasn't looking for that.
All right, I wanted to kind of clear up some stuff. The Ben Mears, try to get a better understanding of when and where he was. So he was, Ben Mears was walking along with another guy along this creek here.
Yes. I don't know where they was walking. I just know where they come out.
They came out near the creek,
Yes.
but they were heading this way.
Yes.
So, and I'm indicating for the record, east from the west to the east. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you could walk along that creek there?
There's a ridge there, but I'm not sure. I haven't been back in that part, so I don't know.
All right.
I couldn't tell you how steep it is, or I just walked along the ridge there. I don't know if there's a place along the creek you can walk or not.
And how far do you have to travel down from the cemetery to where you can see the creek? I think you testified to that, but I wanted to make sure.
Oh, I would say maybe 30, 40 yards maybe before you could see the creek.
Where the girls were located, could you see the creek from there?
Yes.
Okay. If you went up, you could see them even beyond that.
You could see the creek a little bit, yes.
Just so the jury understands, I mean, the steepness is, you can't really see it here, but this is pretty steep right here, right?
Yes, through where the ravine is, yes.
Yeah. But by the time you get down to where the girls are, it's a flatter area.
Yes, it gets flatter. Yes.
Okay. In fact, it's pretty flat.
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to know how many feet from the creek here to where the girls were?
I would not know. No.
Difficult. Where were you told that there was going to be dogs searching in this area?
I had heard that, yes, at the thing that they was going to have dogs there. I had heard that, yes.
So there was some interest, you think, in searching in this area over here?
Yes, I think they was going to look there. Yes.
And just so the jury understands, the other fellow that was coming in, the fireman, he was coming along the creek from this direction.
Yes, from what I could see, that's the way he was coming in, yes.
Then there was 3 girls and they were more up here in this area. Is that what you were saying?
Well, when I seen them, they come from that area, yes.
Okay. But they were able to get down to the area where you were?
Yes. I'm not sure which way they took, but they got to me, yes.
So you can get from this upper area to this lower area, correct?
Oh, yeah, you could.
Okay.
But it's very steep. There's some steep areas in there that's...
Sure. For guys of a certain age, maybe a little bit difficult than others?
Yeah, some older guys, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you called Steve Mullins...
Yes.
Where were you on here?
I was standing facing away from the girls, so...
And you had phone service there?
Yes, I did.
You did? A bunch of police officers had arrived fairly quickly after you had made your phone call. Is that correct?
Well, the 2 showed up and they come and took our information and everything. And then shortly after that, as we were leaving, they were coming in. Yes.
Yeah.
And you've described it in the past as a bunch of police officers coming down.
Yes, there was several, yes.
Okay. And they were in uniform?
Yes.
Guns?
Yes.
And they walked in the area where you were?
Yes, they walked straight in that area. Yes.
In fact, you encountered as you walked up from from down here, I mean, you walked all the way up to the cemetery at some point in time, right?
Yes.
And you encountered, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I was just answering.
And you encountered police all the way up as you were walking up to the cemetery?
Yes.
Lots of police, correct?
There was a few.
You are a deer hunter. I know that because of...
Yes.
Is that correct? Are there lots of scavenger type of animals in Carroll County, such as coyotes?
Oh, there's coyotes, yes.
Buzzards?
Yes.
Turkey buzzards?
Objection, Judge. Outside of direct.
Sustained.
Last question. This is they say don't ask a question you don't know the answer to. I'm about to do that. The schools were closed on that. Oh, that's the next day.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. No other questions.
Miss Diener?
No other questions, Judge. I'd like to release Pat Brown from his subpoena.
Okay. Does anybody on the jury have any questions for Mr. Brown? Okay, all right. If counsel would approach, please.
Sidebar conference conducted.
Was your phone provider in 2017?
Yes.
Phone?
Phone.
Oh, okay.
Approximately how long did it take for the police to get to the spot that the bodies were found in after you found them?
Yes.
Yeah.
How fast was the crime scene secured when the people were told to leave the area?
Fine.
How long is your next witness?
I will have to ask. I think it's inaudible.
I'm just thinking we ought to break.
I can't speak to how long the witness will be.
Inaudible.
I'm still doing only 3 witnesses, so we're trying to
Inaudible.
Okay.
Sidebar conference concluded.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
who was your phone provider in 2017?
That's a good question. I do believe it was Verizon.
Verizon. Any follow-up, Miss Diener?
I did not hear his answer.
You said Verizon.
Verizon.
Thank you. No follow-up.
Okay. Mr. Baldwin?
You believe it's Verizon? You pay in my house, I don't have any idea who are.
My wife pays the bill, but
Your wife pays the bill?
yes, I do believe it was Verizon though.
Okay.
Yes.
Approximately how long did it take for the police to get to the spot that the bodies were found in after you found them?
Well, honestly, it seems like it takes forever in a situation like that, but I would say maybe 5 minutes at the tops, maybe.
Any follow-up, Diener?
No, Judge.
Mr. Baldwin?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
And how fast was the crime scene secured when the people were told to leave the area?
I would say they took over pretty quick.
Pretty quick? Any follow-up?
None from the state.
Mr. Baldwin?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Brown, you may step down.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been advised by the state that the next witness could be fairly lengthy, and rather than keep you well into the noon hour and having your lunch way late, we'll just go ahead and break a little bit early, get you a little bit more time. Again, while you're outside of the courtroom, please keep your minds open. Please don't form any opinions or conclusions about anything, since you will be in the company of the bailiffs. I cannot permit you to discuss the evidence, so please don't do that. I know we have a couple of activities planned for you today and tomorrow, so please enjoy your time off. You will reconvene here in Carroll Circuit Court Monday at 9 a.m. Have a safe and peaceful weekend, and we'll see you then. Gentlemen,
All rise.
you may be seated. Anything we need to do outside the presence of the jury?
No, Judge, I don't believe so. I think the state is fine until Monday.
Okay. Anything, Mr. Rosie?
No, Judge. No, Your Honor.
Okay. Those of you in the audience are permitted to leave, and media, you may approach into the well of the courtroom for your 15-minute review. Jody, you can go off the record.
Okay, I'll be back in just 1 second. I don't know if Sleuthy's next to the computer or not, but I gotta run out real quick. I'll be right back though.
I am not at the computer. The way she was talking was like it was going to be a break, not leaving for the day. Popsicles. We are overrun by coyotes. We are too. We're going to start getting into the better testimony soon.
Okay, sorry. All right, so that was Pat Brown. Did you guys have questions or comments or anything? Any thoughts on that?
I was looking, sort of. I was trying to get the popsicles in before they melted.
My favorite part is how this AI makes Gold sound like she just ate her last quadruple bypass burger before she expires. That's so bad. She's so funny, but bad. All right, so if you guys have any comments, questions, thoughts, the testimony, again, the individual testimony will be put in or is already put into the Delphi trial playlist. So for anybody who wants to just listen to the AI portion, the live will stay, like right now, will stay up and it's under the Delphi murders playlist. So I'm just trying not to put like commentary into that trial playlist. So I just made it separate. After we're done with the trial, which is like, I don't even know. I'll try to go back and do some of the things leading up to trial because there's like motions, hearings, and stuff within the days coming into trial that I think are important also, but they're not part of the actual trial. So we didn't focus on those, but I'll try to add those later. Okay, so tomorrow I won't be around during the day, but I would like to have a Delphi live tomorrow night where we just get to discuss, Andy had been given, had been sent the Odin report, the 12-page Odin report, so I'd like to go through that. I have not fully read it. Go through just some trial exhibits and things. All Eyes has been working diligently, as always, on her timeline website. And there was something else I wanted to go over tomorrow, but I don't remember what it is now. Hopefully I'll remember by tomorrow. And then Thursday, I can't even believe it's already this time of year again, but we're back to school registrations. So I won't be around. Nope, now I lost Sleuthy. I won't be around Thursday day either. So we won't be able to do day 3 on Thursday. My plan and my goal is to do day 3 on Friday. That's kind of my tentative plan. So Wednesday, tomorrow night, we're just going to do a regular old Delphi live talking about whatever we want to talk about. And then Thursday, no live. Friday, the plan is to do day 3. That's where I'm at. I don't know why you keep getting booted either. So I hope that, as you can tell, I think that Sleuthy and I are getting better as they go on. Hopefully you guys feel that way too. So close that, please. But like I said, if you want to go back and listen to them, and then CH, I don't know if you're in chat, but thank you so much for time stamping them. That makes things so much easier for people when they're watching just the trial testimony. They can see exactly where they want to go if it's like a place that they are looking for particular information. So no school until, all right, that's how school used to be. We used to go to school from Labor Day to Memorial Day. That's how it was. Now they don't do that anymore, and it sucks. And I feel really bad because my oldest always has his birthday in the summer. His birthday is August 13th. And this year, the first day of school of his senior year is on his birthday. So, all All right, you guys. So with that, then I will let you guys go. As always, thank you guys for hanging out with us. I know that you have 1,000 other places that you could spend your time, and you choose to spend your time here with us, and we love you for it. Hope you're enjoying the AI. Go enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you mañana.
Do you dare to fall